where I put my... Oh, there. I have that little thing. Welcome to Accidental Heroes. If it's your first time and you enjoy the content, if you can hit follow, that'd be cool. If you want to catch up with all the past episodes, they are on YouTube, except for last week's episode, which was being a pain, but it'll be uploaded later. If you can click subscribe on YouTube, that'd be really cool. We're trying to get a custom URL thing. I'm just going to make it Accidental Heroes if we get to that subscriber thing.
Accidental _heroes.
Is someone recapping?
Yeah.
Cool.
She is.
Claire has a recap.
Hi. After a lengthy conversation and debate with John, he agrees to join the party on their quest, and the party heads off to collect the horses provided by Bothan. It becomes apparent that the cold weather gear was required as the heavy snow sets in. The party came across a band of trailing gypsies. Some of them had met before, but were hesitant to share a campfire. After Sasha leads the way to break bed and chat, the party joined in with the cheer and merriment, while Aisha kept a watchful eye over all. Damal was enticed to the fortune-teller's caravan, while others chatted by the campfire. A drinking contest ensued, and the party gambled or joined in on the contest itself. The next day, the party marched on into a snowstorm they could not yet see. With some trickery and the help of Urbag's fortress door and the polymorph smell, the horses were saved. Leaving the fortress, they found only snow all around until Sasha was pulled under the snow by a carnivorous plant. Defeating the plant, although unexpected, was easy enough, but now the party is surrounded by snowdrifts with no idea what lies beneath. What will they do now? On to Kevin.
Welcome to the exciting continuation of our D&D campaign. Today's episode is called Sinister Dealings in Bandit's Rest, episode 3. Sinister Dealings.
Is this where we be trolls and never go to Bandit's Rest?
Yeah, we just skip Bandit's Rest. So.
Hey Shane, I like this plant. Do you want to start selling plants? We should set up shop right here.
That one dead plant. Alright, so this is immediately after your battle with the carnivorous plant last week. You stand around in surprise, of course not expecting to be attacked by the plant. You scrape off the remains of the dead plant vines, and I guess shortly after, the horses within the fortress door, yes, they get shunted out back into the snow with you, and the door kind of shrinks and goes back into Urbag's possession.
So we had to wait an hour for that, didn't we?
Yeah, about an hour for that, yeah.
Just...
Meanwhile, your wolves cry and howl under the cold snow, having been called and given nothing to do. Eventually, they pop out of existence.
Fair enough.
Okay. Since we had to wait an hour, can we kind of a short rest to refresh some abilities?
You can if you wish to.
Okay.
So we get the full hour even though we fought a plant?
Yeah. We'll give it a full hour.
The
Well, no,
plant fight was
Well, it's 3
rounds.
rounds. That's
So-
18 seconds.
Oh, okay.
It's
Cool. I will make a costume. A disguise. I will make a...
Well, she's making clothes? Where is she getting all the material?
I guess
With
she's bought
my
some
disguise
before
kit.
leaving.
That's like makeup and 1 or 2 set of clothes.
I can make disguises with it.
She can adjust the clothes in the
Okay.
casket. It's not. Do you have to roll it now, or is
I have to roll it when I make it.
Oh, you have to roll it when you make it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I've got a level 16 guard costume, a level 3 child costume, and a level 6 priestess costume.
Okay, so you can roll for making one of them. Is that one you're making?
I
Or you
rolled those
already
3
made them?
last time,
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
going to make a 4th one.
Okay, you can make the 4th one. You can roll it. You keep the number, and then I guess you keep it in the record somewhere.
Do you just continually make costumes?
It's not infinite though, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It's not, but eventually you run out of material.
So I should probably look at how many I've got.
Yes. You look at your material, and you only have enough to make one more.
I'll have a look at how many I get to make.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'll leave it, and I'll get back to you about how many I get.
Alright, so after your costume making and resting, what do you wish to do? You're still in the middle of the forest. It is, you got into the door in the morning, and then I think 9, we'll say 10 now because you rested 1 hour, 10 hours passed. So it's getting towards the evening again.
we should try and find a more sheltered location.
Do we have a long rest in the door?
Yeah.
No. Because you long rested the night before, and
Yeah,
there has
yeah.
to be a gap of time between
Oh,
long
like
rest.
A full
and
day in between.
We bummed around.
Fortunately for you, the weather is not heavy snowstorm, so it is quite a relatively clear, although cold night. You could travel through the night.
I suggest that we don't for the sake of our horses, because we can keep ourselves warm, but it's harder to keep them warm.
Do we build a
So
clan?
I'd say we travel for a period of time and use those in the party that have the ability to
Are we in the forest?
Yes.
locate a better area.
You're
Okay.
in a forest
For
by
us
the
to-
side of the road, so
Okay, I'm gonna use. I have. Fuck, what is it? I'm a natural explorer of forests, so I'm gonna use my survival skill to find ourselves a safe area to hide ourselves from the extreme weather.
sure, make a roll.
And because it is in the forest, I can double my proficiency. One, but that's a 10.
A 10 in total.
Yeah.
So what are
You
we
think
looking
you
for?
find like a dirt cave? Some animal has obviously tried to dig a burrow in it. It's a little bit dirty, but it's been long abandoned.
I'm gonna do searching for one and double because I'm in a forest.
Okay.
It seems ridiculous.
Okay.
Do I get plus 10 or just double whatever it was?
No,
What?
you double your proficiency, so you get 8.
It should be in there.
So, are you trained in survival?
Yeah.
Add an extra 4 on top of that bonus.
So 10 to the total.
Even though my survival's 6.
Yeah, so you add 4 to that, so that gives you a total.
So it's 4
10.
plus 4 plus 2.
Okay.
What is your total?
And 10.
Your total is 19.
10.
Your total is 10. You
10.
find
No,
No.
what'd you roll?
4.
14.
her total is 14. Unfortunately, you find the exact same burrow cave.
Oh, damn it.
So
and
everyone-
This is the
You
best
look
spot.
into it. This is the best spot that the two of you can find in miles or kilometers
And
of area.
you
This
both
is
not in
awful.
agreement. Yes,
Yes.
we have done well.
It took you about half an hour to find it. This little burrow thing can fit two medium sized.
Can we just use Tiny
people.
Hut, please?
The
No.
horses
Why
can't
not?
go in tiny
The
hut.
horses don't fit.
This is for the
It's
horses, not
rubbish.
for us.
Well, he said this thing only fits 2 medium creatures. That's less
Yes.
than 1 horse.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yes.
we can.
Can someone else
That's it.
try
It
and
was a half
find some
dark
fucking shelter?
burrow.
No,
It takes
no,
half an
no.
hour
It
of
takes half
searching
an hour
each
of
time.
searching.
What,
Well, I mean, I'm not metagaming.
Rough-
I'm just asking other people if they
Yeah,
can
but
find shelter because I was.
you are the only two that can search.
We wouldn't give a shit.
We will
We'd be like, oh, you guys thought this is the best? Or
that, and you are
we
capable of doing so. Sasha
Yeah.
is not capable of anything that involves anything using wisdom
Yeah.
with a plus 0.
Well, this is
can't
the
be
best
like-
spot.
I can't be like, I don't like the idea that the horses aren't going to fit. Can we try something else?
Well,
We'd have to travel for a period of
yeah,
time.
we'll have to.
Oh, before we find it.
We'll have to abandon this place, spend at least an hour to find
Yeah,
the
you
next
have to
spot.
kind of move on from the area and go to a new area. And I'll let you search again.
So, just quickly,
Yes.
someone has joined the chat called
Yes.
Your Best Narrator.
Okay.
And they've said, DM, as you weave this tale of magic and mystery, you hear a soft-spoken voice say, roll a d20 and tell me the number.
So,
I will play along with this game, and the number is 5.
anyway,
So
So-
I'm
I am intrigued enough.
we've got what,
Yeah.
4 horses,
yeah, I think so.
so we can fit 2 in here.
No, in this place we can't even fit 1.
You
Are
can't,
they
you can't fit
large?
one. It's
Oh, it's
two,
two medium.
medium-sized
2 medium.
creatures. Yes.
Then I say we travel on for a period of time
I'm
until
happy
we
to.
find something
We'll,
suitable.
guess we'll track an hour away from here to get far enough. And
On the road or through the forest?
Let's go.
I
You
would
know
say-
where the road
I would
is, so
say an
there's
hour
no
on the
problem.
road and then go off the road.
Yeah.
Okay, so an hour on the road is fine. No one actually encounters in the road. You don't need to make any rolls.
But then we'll
Um,
get back into the forest to get more shelter.
Okay, sure. An hour down, you get back in the forest. You may roll again if you're both searching around.
Okay, 21.
28.
This time you find a rather large cave. It is also abandoned. It's slightly damp, but it can indeed fit your horses and all of you relatively comfortably.
Cool, man. Cave it is. Let's
It's a-
travel onward.
a
We
rock
have
cave.
found a larger cave.
No, we're not
Not
traveling
facing
onwards.
wind.
We're stopping here.
Is it not here?
It's right here.
You
as
found
in
it.
our
As in
faces.
your
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you found this
So
cave.
You were
what
like-
would happen
you-
if I
you were
rolled
like-
low?
we wouldn't have found it.
You wouldn't have found this cave. To all intents and purposes, your character thought, nope, this area is terrible. There are no caves. a couple
You would have
of
been like,
trees."
that blackness over there.
Well, I'm still
definitely
travelling
wouldn't
onward,
like
right?
it.
Is it 2 steps forward?
Sure.
Yeah.
Then it's travelling onward.
Yeah.
So I will continue. Let's travel onward into this cave.
Okay. You
Onward.
enter this cave. It's nice. It's a bit cold, but like I said, it's damp.
As long as it's out of
Wind
like
chill.
storm,
Yeah,
like
it's up, it's
snowstorm
facing
weather.
away from the wind, so it's fine.
Who can? I've got a flint and
Yeah, I'm
tinder,
gonna
I
make a
don't
fire.
know what-
Sure.
I haven't ever.
You don't
brought
have to
a
roll for
torch.
that. A fire is
I
usually
just
made.
pull out this lantern and then I can speak the command window and it lights up a 30-foot radius.
I just want heat.
Yeah, but is it hot?
Is it hot?
No, I don't need that. I've got prestidigitation to keep myself warm.
Why? So do I.
You just
I
touch
do
yourself.
nothing.
You touch yourself and say
We
prestidigitation
both
and
sit
then you
in
get
the
warm.
corner touching
You guys
ourselves.
want to touch yourselves.
Your paladin friend looks at you touching yourself and
Yeah.
realize, you guys are quite warm, and he like sheepishly comes and sits beside you.
Okay, anyway, now that we're out of the snowstorm weather, we'll hunker down here until the weather is safe and,
And
more
morning?
comfortable to travel?
Yeah.
8 hours?
We'll say until the next morning.
So disguise kit.
Yes.
You have to buy the ingredients for it, and then you can plan how long each particular disguises you want to make. So like a medium kit takes a particular amount of time, an advanced kit takes a particular amount of time.
Okay.
Sorry, disguise. So we'll just talk about it after.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
That's fine. Yeah. When you want to make something.
I'll just pretend that I've not made anything and I'll
Okay.
do it properly.
Yeah.
I will reach deep into my pack
Yes.
and find.
Is this during the night or in the morning?
No, during the day, before we go to sleep.
Okay. Yeah.
And find a suitable blanket that I'm willing to part with for my friend Jean.
Yes.
And
If you
offer
do indeed
him-
have the blanket, you
Yep.
give it to him. He seems very thankful, although a little bit embarrassed that he has to accept your charity.
I'd like to make some poison while we're doing our long
You
rest.
do have a poisonous kit, yes, you
Yeah.
may.
It's not a long rest though, right? Because the time hasn't
It's 8
passed for
hours.
us to have. a long
They are going to start the long rest. Wait.
Yeah, we've
Yeah, they're gonna start. So you've rested the previous night,
Yeah.
spent like 10 hours inside the door,
Mm.
spent a couple more hours traveling down the
Oh,
road,
so we can.
yeah.
and now you can begin
Okay.
your long rest.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because you only need like your 4 hours or something, and you're not cocooning.
No.
Okay. Then you can make your poison.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if you have to roll for that.
Yeah, okay, I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'll show you the thing on poisonous kit.
A bedroll.
Yes,
It's a thing you have.
it's a thing you have.
It's just like one of those.
Think of it as a
shitty
sleeping bag.
camping.
Yeah.
It's a
I
sleeping
think it's
bag.
like a sleeping bag with like a.
It's like those
Bedding
little
thing.
foam rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like one of those foam rolls.
Yeah.
But does it have like a little blanket?
It's like a sleeping bag.
I've
with
got
a
a
Like
bedroll.
a sleeping bag with
Yeah.
it. Okay. I just wanted to make sure because like I don't have a
You
I
have
don't
an
have a
explorer's pack.
blanket.
You have an explorer's pack though, or an adventurer's kit.
No.
Well, you're a bad person. Then.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You could make yourself a tiny hut and be nice and warm. The whole
Just
time.
Wait,
like,
it doesn't let you
roll.
make a
Yeah.
poison.
What a poisonous kit
So you
doesn't make.
recall facts about poisons. You,
You can study
investigate
poisons. You
Yeah.
can't just spontaneously create poison out of thin
You
air.
treat the victim of a poison nature, and you handle and apply a poison without risk of exposing yourself to its effects. So you actually need to find like poisonous materials like chemicals or some sort of natural poison from a herbalist shop.
Yeah.
And then I
And
can
then you
make
can
it.
get-
You'll-
So
you'll-
this kit
you'll-
is more like a study slash cure
And
slash
how to
figure
handle
out
it.
what type of poison it is.
It's a
So you could use poison and apply that to a weapon.
Yeah, so it's not a
Safely.
making kit. It's a
Using kit.
using kit.
It gives me the proficiency.
It lets you use your
Uh,
proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So you actually need poisonous material. Yes, to make
Okay.
poison.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yep.
That's fine. Does
Um,
anyone else want to do anything?
Yeah, I'm just gonna
for the
chat to my
long
rat.
rest?
Become
will
friends.
Play some of the music.
Oh, are we able to? Am I able to like take first watch and perceive what the rest of our trip might be like, or anything like that?
Well, the thing is, you can only unless you leave the cave. You
I can only see what I can see.
Yeah, you can only see what you see, and it's a little bit of light snow, trees.
I have a fine I'm just asleep.
Like you can't see the road from where
and
you
wait
are.
for my turn at watch.
Yeah, I'll take
Which
first
will be
watch.
second.
First watch, second watch,
I'll take the last one then.
and third watch.
And
Urbag sleeps tonight.
just before
Every time.
I want to just use my druid craft to
Yeah.
find out what the weather's like for the next day.
Yes, you may.
Yeah.
So there's no roll for
No,
that?
it's just it's druid
Oh,
craft.
it just happens.
Yeah,
Okay.
it tells me what the weather's like over the next 24 hours.
Over the next 24 hours, it's pretty much the same. It'll be light snowfall. There is no blizzard or anything headed towards you, as far as you know.
Okay.
Just
You
like
think the daytime will be sunny?
Okay, but sunny, but snowfall,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The three of you take your watch.
perfect.
Nothing
skiing
untoward happens. Urbag wakes up the next morning being cuddled by John. John's still asleep.
I thought you said nothing untoward happens.
Well, it depends
From the
on...
outside.
Yeah, from the outside.
How
To
did
the people on the watch.
how did he? He's got his own blanket now.
So, don't you cuddle things in your in a blanket?
Don't you like to cut a small child in your blanket?
Well, yeah. I
You know,
mean,
there's halflings and they're warm.
John is far too honorable to accidentally cuddle any of the other three, so it's Urbag.
Yeah, you're a male. It's sexual harassment if you cuddle animals.
oh, that's right. 'Cause you're all female.
Yeah, that's what I said. Dawn breaks. Next day is sunny. Birds start to chirp. Like I said, very light snowfall. What do you wish to do?
I say we just continue on now. Wait, let's just. I'm gonna do a quick animal handling. Just make sure the horses are alright
Yes.
in this horrible
Yes.
weather.
I'm just gonna chat to them.
Yep.
Ask them if they're okay.
14.
They seem to be fine. They were a bit alarmed by the vines because I guess they could see through the open door. Like you guys were shooting things and
No,
there was
14
laser.
to make sure that they're. Like,
They're
not-
completely fine. I'd like to mention that the feed for the horses was provided, like with
Yeah.
all that. So
Well,
horses are
For
very-
how many days?
well, enough for your entire journey.
Okay,
It's like kind of a
My horse is
It's
being
an
warmed by
oversight.
my capabilities of
It's a-
prestidigitation.
your horse is being warmed, so you have stopped warming
What?
John.
I'm not physically. He's got my blanket now.
Oh, he's got his
Anyway.
blanket now.
Yes,
Okay.
Let's proceed to Bandit's Rest.
Proceeding to Bandit's Rest.
No, I'm just gonna run off into the forest and never be heard
Oh,
from
shit.
again.
Oh wait,
Acceptable.
are you along the road or are you through the forest?
Let's go.
Through the forest.
Hang
Yeah,
on,
I don't
hang
mind
on.
going for the forest. We can't get lost unless magic causes it.
on. Sorry, 1 second.
Yes.
So your best narrator
Yes.
has donated $5
Yes.
and says, "Care to roll again? Be warned, if you roll below a 5 or a nat 1, I shall disappear."
Yeah, may as well, right?
15.
15.
This is amazing.
Thank
This is
you.
amazing.
You.
Thank you, narrator. Your benevolence is appreciated.
But it's gonna be if you roll below a 15 next time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why
It'll be like below 15.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep going.
All right, we keep going.
Keep
Good-
going.
good
Um,
Mind you want him to stay though, because he might, you know. it sounds like a
Stay,
good
but we
story.
don't have to play the game. We can just, have you along for funsies.
8 rations because the next 8 days pass by uneventfully.
Okay.
People who don't have rations may roll a hunt roll at the start of the day that they don't have any rations.
Hunt roll.
Or
Survival.
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 Yes. Ugh, I've got less than 20.
21.
Ooh.
21 lets you hunt some food. Are you the special type who gets to hunt extra food
I
in
get
the
double.
forest? You get
Yeah.
double. So you get a total of 16 days
Maya, what
worth
have
of
you got?
rations.
Yes!
Again, you minus
you
Some because
Yeah.
rubbish bag.
didn't throw it away securely.
I noticed that there was a bin that's just got stuff in it that's not secure.
That's the recycling.
Oh. Well, it's recycling. It's paper.
Hmm.
So where would you rather have
If it's something Leia would eat, put it in the bin.
Okay.
So everyone else has food. It's
Yep.
fine.
Yeah.
I guess John has enough.
Do
He
you
got
share
hit like
yours
last time.
with John?
Did he get some?
Did you share some with him?
I've got 16, right? And we're 8 days?
Yes.
Yeah, then he can have some.
Done.
So I'm on 4. I've
You
gone.
can keep whatever you want
I'm
to
on
keep.
7.
John
Oh.
will require 8.
He would 8. That means
He
you
can have
8.
mine. It's fine. Every day.
Soon, on the 8th day,
The 8th day.
you see like smoke, like chimney smoke,
Oh,
You on the wind you hear sounds of population, so the road is not so deserted anymore. In the distance you think you can see some people, and eventually you ride up upon the town of Bandit's Rest.
Cool.
You ride up to the town of Bandit's Rest, a lawless and unscrupulous town where anything goes.
They need better marketing and change their name.
Unscrupulous.
Unscrupulous. The place is home to numerous mercenaries, bandits, and pirates all looking to make quick and easy money. The town is a great place to go if one were looking for information or to seek less than legal wares. In addition, there are numerous taverns and brothels that line the streets of the town. Miscreants and all forms of lowly villainy congregate here, drawn by belief that they are accepted among similar members of their kind. Not everyone here is necessarily what they seem to be. Shady dealings and all forms of illegality can be found here, as long as one is prepared to bend their morals. The place is as you remember it, because all of you except Sasha have been here before. Stray dogs wander about. It smells the same. The stench of garbage mixed with the smell of swampy saltwater mangrove. So this town sits on the edge of the sea, sort of, but it's like a mangrove swamp and then the sea.
Yeah.
Like jetties go all the way through the swamp up to the end. There'll be boats, but you can kind of see it, but right now it's just the town you're looking at. Do you wish to wander into town?
Yes.
Wandering into the town, you walk past the familiar Cutthroats and Beer Inn, where Oliver's monkey was crowned the Beer King of Bandit's Rest. Large sign parchments in front proclaim that this inn is closed temporarily and will soon be open under new management. So you're on the main street. Near you see the closed inn of Cutthroats and Beer. Other than that, the street stretches on.
I'd like to find the nearest brothel.
You like to find the nearest brothel. It is fairly easy to find. You take maybe 20 paces that way.
I'd like to try and infiltrate.
You wish to infiltrate the brothel.
Yes. As a prostitute.
Okay. You may roll a bluff check.
I'm interested in
Like
where
you
this is going.
Yeah, I am interested. You all watch her for a very brief
Are we just
moment.
like...
Do I get to add to 16?
Just roll.
Yes.
Watch your deception.
Your deception check.
Looks like a
Oh,
0.
16.
And you say what?
I'm young and attractive and wish to join your prostitutes.
There's a new course, like life goal. So let's just keep going.
Well, we'll get to this. The
Don't give me
guard,
my pimp, it's fine.
yes, the guard standing out there like looks you up and down and he laughs. Not with those kind of weapons and armor. I know your kind. You are no prostitute. You are clearly one of these adventuring types.
I can't protect myself if I prostitute alone.
He finds it very hard to believe that you wish to suddenly take up the vocation of being a prostitute.
I
Just the
attempt to
way
slit
you
his
are.
throat.
You attempt to slit his throat. Make an attack roll.
Jesus.
It's an advantage.
Is that advantage?
Is he? Is it?
It's
He's
surprise.
not. He's not surprised. He's looking right in front of him.
She gets the thing if she has not taken any action. Her assassin class or assassin
that?
subtype. Yes, if the guy has
Oh,
not
yeah.
attacked this or
That-
done
Yeah,
anything,
that's separate.
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
And he's fucking talking to her and she fucking attempts to kill him.
Yeah.
No, pull out a sword right in front of it. That's not like that's a different
I'm
kind of
fucking
surprise.
quick, man.
well, I mean, go ahead. Like I said, you hit.
16.
Yeah, you hit,
Okay.
Well,
So I kill him?
It's not something because
Roll-
it's 16
you
plus your...
and you have advantage as well.
Put that page on top because that page is
Yeah.
the one you saw.
Okay.
And you add...
You
that.
can also roll
So it's
another
26.
20.
26.
Yeah, you hit.
Yeah.
As long as it's
Okay.
not quick.
I drag his body into the nearest
Wait.
bushes.
Roll
You
damage.
gotta roll damage.
You roll
Oh,
damage.
okay.
You need to roll damage. Yeah.
What is it?
So it's not that. It's almost all of that. You roll 2d8.
Um.
and
Everyone else with your passive perception,
66.
you realize that this is
Is it
mid-morning,
8?
facing the main street. There are at least 9 people walking by.
2d8.
I'm just
And all
like...
those?
I am enthralled
And add 8 to
to
it.
see what is happening.
So
I
whatever I
too
roll.
am enthralled. I don't know where she's going with this.
I
She's
don't-
gone just full murder hobo.
I know.
26, 30, 34, 37, 43, and then plus 8.
So 43 damage
51.
51.
on the employee of a business owner,
51.
a legal business
Yeah.
owner in this town.
Yep.
43. You slay him easily. It's pretty much you kind of like bisect his arm off his chest, and
Whoa,
then he
wait,
topples to
wait.
the ground.
Just
Okay.
slit.
Did you move
Oh,
for the
she
front,
called-
remember?
It was a called.
I
They're
slit his
called-
throat.
You went for the
Yes.
front.
Your alignment is now evil, unless you can reasonably justify to me why you've done this in not an evil
I
way.
need some information in order to be able to save the girl, and the quest for this information is so important to her life that I must slay another.
Okay.
That's very evil.
You are now chaotic evil.
Okay.
Okay.
That's very evil.
What the hell?
Immediately, people start yelling in panic. Everyone go initiative.
I got 8.
Click the button.
That's you too, Clay.
Yeah?
Yes, you
11.
as well. Yes. So, one has lowest.
11.
8.
15.
10.
Plus that.
Sorry.
So-
um,
So 15,
22.
11, 10,
22.
8.
22.
Wait.
22.
Okay. People start screaming around you, having witnessed the murder they've just committed. What do you wish to do?
I have questions.
It's not your turn.
It's not your
I
turn.
understand.
Yeah.
I too have questions, but
Yeah.
I
if-
wish to
yeah,
attempt to disappear inside the brothel and blend in.
you wish to disappear inside the brothel and blend in.
Yes.
So, attempting to push open the door, you find that it is barred from the inside.
Or locked. Probably because it wasn't even open.
Okay, people are screaming. Is anything else happening?
People are screaming on the streets. Your party members are staring at you, so they are a couple of paces away.
I attempt to
looking in your
casually
direction.
shrug it off like nothing happened.
And
Okay.
Like
you
just
move,
walk.
are you just
Just,
standing?
I'm just walking off.
Are you walking towards them or just walking? In a di-
Non-threateningly in a direction that wouldn't bother them.
Pick a direction.
Towards us or away
Behind
from
the
us?
brothel.
Towards. Okay, you try to go behind the brothel.
Yeah.
Make a will save.
And then do I get in?
Whatever your
Yeah,
will
and the
20.
is. 20. Nothing happens to you as you walk around the brothel. You are able to get into one of the back alleys, and currently you are there alone.
Okay.
Okay. Next, Sasha.
I walk in the opposite direction, shaking my head.
Yes.
I think it's time we just completely disconnect ourselves with the mall forever.
Daryl, Urban, what do you wish to do? You see Sasha walk in the opposite direction. You do see the Mao walk behind an alley after committing
Yeah.
murder.
Yep. Very cold-blooded.
I'm just like,
You are reminded by how was it a crow? A crow died.
was it a crow? Was it a
Yeah,
crow?
yeah, I
It
think
was
so.
a crow.
Yeah.
It was
I
a
killed
crow.
a raven.
Raven.
Mm.
I'm like, nope. What with Sasha?
Fair enough. What does Aisha do?
Kind of torn. Do I really want to engage in this situation, or do I use it as an opportunity to just get rid of the very-
PvP.
Yeah.
PvP.
I don't like PvP. This is a situation where PvP is probably a bit more appropriate, but I don't like it as a general player thing.
Who has the high ground?
It would be me.
As you fly into the air.
Yeah.
The mouse like on the ground like
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'd throw knives at him. I've got knives.
I can fly further away
and
and
you can throw.
yeah,
And,
and I can shoot you easily.
I'm just saying, I got knives.
So where are you going?
Okay,
You
I
actually fly.
no,
Okay,
that,
okay.
No, I'm gonna. Okay, so just looking around, is there bandit dress some sort? Okay, I'm not gonna expect a guard or police, but is there at least some sort of mob or like cartel, something that kind of maintains the peace of an unlawful place.
Some would say you need a knowledge local roll.
Roll history?
Is it history or local?
There's no such thing as local.
Oh, it's not local?
I'll find out.
History it is.
21.
Good. I had hoped someone would say I wish to learn more of this town. Despite its dangerous reputation, the town of Bandit's Rest does in fact have some sort of order keeping things from completely falling apart. A criminal organization called the Silent Ash keeps everything in check. These are known to have thieves, assassins, spies, and magic users
Fun.
among their ranks. They bring swift and decisive retribution to any who might threaten the way in town.
With my knowledge check, do I have
The
any...
person or people leading this organization are not openly known. That's all.
Okay, but is it with that 21? Will at least have some inkling of how to let people let them know that there's a murderous drow in the town.
Well, we'll say common sense tells you that although you may have traveled and you were seen traveling into town with Damal, and obviously the crime was observed, it did not currently appear that you are assisting Damal
No.
in this crime. You may be part of the same gang, but you have not assisted her in this crime.
Okay,
So likely your hands are clean.
okay, and I don't agree with what she did at all. So I'm gonna go notify someone of authority that the person who just killed that brothel owner is
Which
named.
direction do you walk? Because they seem to be walking.
Guard,
Are you walking
guard
further
of a
into the
brothel,
town?
not a brothel owner.
Didn't he say owner?
No,
No.
a
Guard.
Just a
employee
Oh,
of
okay.
the brothel. A
Legal employee.
legally employed
I
guy.
guess I go to you know what?
Yes.
I go to the nearest store that's open.
Oh
maybe
wait, no,
across
it's
the-
just you can do one thing that's in your
Oh,
turn.
yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
and then I'm gonna make
No,
the tag rolls.
This is what I'm going
Yeah.
to do.
Okay.
I am going to go to the nearest store to someone who lives locally here and tell them that the drow that murdered that person across the road is named Damal.
Okay, we'll resolve that on your next turn because
Yeah.
it takes you some time to walk
Yeah.
to the nearest store and then we'll see the reaction.
Okay.
Damal!
Mm-hmm.
You hear the whistle of crossbow bolts
Okay.
headed towards from where you were coming, so at you. A 23 breaks your AC.
Probably.
Yeah, 18.
A 19 definitely breaks your AC.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And a 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7 will not break your AC. 2 crossbow bolts strike you in the back.
Okay.
You are taking 22 points of piercing damage.
You will record your health me.
Okay.
Make a charisma saving throw.
4. 6. Someone's 64.
Yep.
Charisma saving throw.
0.
14.
14. Let's see where the 14 breaks it. You find your movements starting to suddenly feel stiff, like you're walking through, like being underwater. So you are like you feel slowed.
Blood loss, right?
Huh?
Blood loss?
No, magically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All your movement speed is halved,
Mhm.
and any number of attacks you make is also halved,
Mm-hmm.
rounded up, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It is now start the round. It's back to your turn. You have no idea where these shots
I
come
don't know
from
where they
because
come
you were
from.
facing the opposite
I'd
direction.
like to find a place. So they hit me in the back, though, right?
Yes.
So technically, we would be safe to assume they came straight, right? Like these aren't going around corners.
Well, the thing is, you can't tell because you weren't facing that way. It could come straight, could come from the roof,
I'm gonna
or it
ass-
could come from one of the windows.
I'm going to
on the
assume they
buildings
came
inside.
from behind me,
Sure, you can.
either up or.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be at any angle.
I'm going to try and investigate
Mm-hmm.
to see whether there's like a tunnel or a trap door or something that I can like get into and then hide from my.
You may go
enemies.
investigation roll.
Eight.
You don't find any tunnels trapdoor. The best you can find is like a little wood shed where they've kept firewood, and it is to your left but slightly further on inside in the alley. However, due to your half movement, you cannot reach that this round. You'll take 2 rounds to get there. If you head in that direction.
I move into a surrender pose.
Describe your surrender pose.
I lay flat on the ground and put my hands up in the air.
You okay? You are in that pose.
Yeah.
Sasha's turn. You hear. Well, actually, you probably won't hear anything. You're walking away already, so you know nothing. She's disappeared down the alley.
I'm probably the closest one still to the
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
I'm with.
I look across it.
You have your turn. It's still initiative round. What do you do?
Carry on walking towards.
Is there a direct a destination you want to go to? Are you walking back out of town?
We're heading towards where our meeting is with.
Well, the thing is, you don't exactly know.
We haven't even had a chance to even find out where the
You
person
haven't
is.
asked anyone where is this inn or tavern.
I am heading further into the town to randomly
Yes.
look around and see if I can find it myself.
Where you are, people are still running away in panic because they do realize that you came in with this drow lady. As you move further on, you might encounter calmer people. But we'll see.
I
You see, you
carry
can-
on looking about.
What does Urbag do? I am confused.
Drink.
You want to get Sasha drunk this
Wow.
early in the morning?
No.
I offer Sasha a drink because Sasha was like, "What the fuck?" and I'm like,
No. Urbag
"Drink
being
to
Urbag.
calm
Are you
nerves."
following her down?
What?
Following her?
Into town.
Yeah,
Into
yeah,
town?
but I have a drink and I'm like,
It's fucking.
I
Should be
I
fun.
had no idea what the fuck just happened.
I have no idea either,
Yeah.
but this is interesting. Okay,
This is D&D.
This is D&D. Aisha, you walk up to, we'll just say some sort of general store. You try to reach to open the door and someone from the inside has slammed it shut and you hear like the sound of a bar going down.
Okay. Oh. Okay. This.
So you're at the door, yes.
Okay. I tell him.
No,
Okay. You know what?
no.
I honestly, this is definitely an honest statement. I like slammed the door a couple of times, just like a heavy knock. To let me in. I don't want to be out on the street with a mad drow.
Persuasion check. I won't make it intimidation because it doesn't sound...
No, I'm not intimidating.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not angry.
Yeah, but it depends on how...
It's desperation.
Yeah.
15.
They say, please leave us alone. We don't want any trouble. We don't want to be robbed.
I'm not robbing you. I'm trying to get away from the murder hobo that rolled into town.
I do an 18, so
Yeah, okay.
you did not persuade them to let you in.
Okay.
Their turn.
They shoot 200 more bolts.
What? Okay, so she is on surrender position on the ground.
Do they show mercy?
Yeah. Okay. We'll figure it
Yeah.
out. Yes. Make an intelligence save.
I do not have the stats for this, but that's fine.
No, +2.
You got +2.
10.
10. That is not enough. Now you feel your form fully paralyzed. So you're unable to move except blink your eyes and breathe, I guess.
Fine, I'm in.
Alright.
I'm like that, yeah.
They do not continue shooting you, of course. You see leaping up from the rooftops, you see two figures, kind of just scale down and disarm you. So they reach beside you and then they disarm you,
Just my
removing
weapons?
your weapons.
Or everything?
Yeah, no, just your weapons. They don't have enough time to remove everything. So
Okay.
they disarm your weapons
Yeah.
and they pick you up
Okay.
between the two of them. You see another two. I guess when they pick you up and turn you, you can kind of glance up and you see another two up there keeping watch, crossbows drawn. Alright? If there's no combat, I'll take it out of initiative order.
We're not in combat.
We're not in combat. We'll
Who's
take it out,
jiggling?
out of initiative order. What do the rest of you wish to do?
Shay and I were
Just
carrying on with the actual mission.
There is a result. Yeah, just tell me what you want to do. I'm just looking up what happens when you cause trouble. There was something I wrote.
Execution time.
No. Okay. All right. Anything in particular the three of you want to do? You're not getting in. Right?
So if I'm
Yeah.
not getting in, then I will just I will just turn on my boots of flying and fly to a different part of town.
Okay. You fly as you go up into the air. People do take notice of you. There's still a bit of panic and things. There are a couple of people you notice on the roofs, looking in the alley where the mall was. Some of them like look at you, but they don't do anything about you. From your height, you can also see where Urbeg and Sasha are because it's not as if they ran away. They just kind of
We strolled
looked
off.
out there.
Aisha fires
Yeah.
a volley of flaming arrows, annihilating the town.
It's just like.
Now,
we're
I did not pick
we're
the
just
flaming
even more
arrows.
Like, what the fuck?
Do you
is-
wish to go in the direction of Urbeg and Sasha, or do you wish to observe what happens to the mall?
Since I see people
Yes.
what like seemingly detain them out,
Yes.
I'll watch the situation but I won't follow if they leave or anything.
What, they are leaving now?
She's being taken away.
Oh, yes, she is. That's why
Okay.
I'm asking you whether you want to see where she's taken, or do you wish to rejoin Sasha and Urbeg?
I'm gonna shash her in her bag.
Okay, you go to Sasha and Urbeg. Demal, you
Split
are
the
picked up,
party,
and
split
all
the
you hear
party.
is a gruff voice behind you saying, "Take them." Oh, okay. Take her to Rethriel.
To where, sorry?
Rethriel. Rethriel.
Rethriel. Okay.
Yes. You're not sure whether that's a place or a person. And the two people who are by your side, they kind of carry you off down some alleys. A couple of other guys, as you pass, like they carry you to pass by, they talk to each other and they say, calm the rest of the crowd. The situation has been taken care of.
Okay, I can move my lips, right?
No.
You can't. You can breathe and you
And I
can
can
look
blink.
around. Yeah,
Okay.
you cannot
Cool.
actually speak at the moment.
That's fine.
Situation neutralized.
She's taken away. You rejoin Urbeg and Sasha. They have no idea what has happened. Only you have watched the mall being captured and taken away. For all intents and purposes, they think the mall got away because she's an
I
expert
go.
stealth
I go.
drow.
People caught them all.
Figured as much.
Yeah.
What does John do?
John has followed you.
I
Is
got.
John lawful good?
Yes.
Yeah.
He would probably try to chase
So
after a
is
fight.
Sasha.
Yeah, but you can't really make it up. 'cause he's
Exactly.
Not here.
No?
Yeah, exactly.
Neutral good?
Neutral good.
Okay.
I'm chaotic.
Well, I won't act like as John. We'll just say he's kind of following
just-
you.
He's
How about-
asleep.
How about
Yeah.
we just say he stayed out of town?
Yeah, he stayed out of time to guard the horses. Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He likes horses.
He likes horses.
Anyway.
Well, he can summon them at will.
Too
So.
much. That's going on in his character sheet. What?
What do you wish to do?
For horses.
Shortly,
Find some
Sasha.
calmer people.
Yeah, as you walk further into town, you get to a calmer area. You hear murmurings from the people like who were
Yeah.
from the direction you came in. They say like some trouble happened in town. Some guy got murdered,
Oh.
but things have been handled by the
Where,
authorities.
what's the inn that we're looking for called?
We're not looking for a particular, and we're
Oh.
looking to go to find information where this person is located.
Incorrect. Roll and
We had
intelligence. Or is
we
it
had
intelligence
that?
or wisdom? Which one is to remember stuff?
Now I've got to
Probably
check.
wisdom.
Roll a wisdom check.
Now I'm just going to check my notes.
Yeah.
Shay fails to find his notes.
Only an 8.
Only an 8. I will save time and give it to you anyway. You were meant to look for Captain Dusk at the Drunken Cutpurse Tavern.
Oh, that's right.
I
I remembered her name.
Yeah, can we do an investigation check to find anyone that can give us directions for?
I just asked someone. I'm like, I look for
Let the
someone
socially
who
capable-
looks like they would frequent.
They would
inns.
frequently drink things.
You,
and
sir.
ask someone else.
We are looking for a place.
He's surprised that
Hey,
I guess they
The
don't see
child is
gnomes,
stop it. Stop it.
tieflings that often. He's surprised at you as like he thought you were like a little small child. Then says, "Ah, Mr. Gnome. Yes, I know where this inn is. It is down that way. You know, maybe 100 feet or so.
100 feet.
That's like
Oh,
30 meters.
That's not that
30
far.
meters. Yeah,
Excellent.
We were right next door.
yeah.
So just down there.
Down
what,
there, he gives
block
you
a
some
left,
directions on the
yeah.
main road. Yeah,
Big sign.
yeah. You can't miss it. Should be open now.
Okay.
Okay.
On we go.
Okay, we go next door.
The three of you walk down the main street next door, and you come to an inn as you expect. A jutting wooden sign over the entrance of the inn proclaims it to be the Drunken Cart Purse. It is a ramshackle, 2-story inn. Rusty metal grills cover its small but dirty windows. And as you stand there, taking in your surroundings, a trio of dirty-looking men wander by. If the Ma were with you, she would have noticed something, but she is not. What do you wish to do?
Knock on the door.
You miss a lot of the Ma stuff when you're in jail, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Okay.
It was my choice.
What do you wish to do?
Enter.
You enter. Entering the inn, all three.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You see a large, dimly lit, wood-paneled main tap room. An open wooden staircase climbs to the upper floor, which is just as dim and darkly paneled as the main room. The mood is quite quiet and somber. You observe that it's perhaps half full of people eating, drinking, chatting, and playing darts. No one seems to pay you any attention except for the bartender, who looks up and nods in your direction before going back to cleaning his mugs. What do you wish to do?
Go sit in a corner with my hood as high as I can.
I go to the bartender.
As high as you can, like.
Just like.
I go to the
Covering my
bartender
face.
and ask, "Is there a Captain Dusk who frequents this inn?"
He kind of grunts at you and says, "Not that I know."
Okay, well, that's first thing you got. So she's not very famous. That much we learned. Okay. Wait. So was this inn, right?
Yes.
Can I roll an insight check to see if this person is potentially lying? Like,
You may roll an insight check.
lie to keep.
He doesn't know how to
No, never
communicate.
mind.
He doesn't know how to communicate with bar people.
I wonder who would.
Your roll of 1 tells you that he is being
Someone that
honest.
cares,
Okay.
probably.
However, what you also
There's one
notice
that
with your insight roll
Yeah, and
is
also cares.
you realize that actually everyone in the inn, except for you guys, is paying attention to you. Most of them seem to watch you with the corners of their eyes. Obviously, very interested in a gnome, a tiefling, and someone in shiny armor.
My shiny armor is covered under my winter clothes. Thank you very
Which
much.
is very fancy, isn't it?
Fair enough. It was written
Look at
with
my-
John in mind, but then I decided there's another paladin in the room. It was written with John in mind. Fine, they don't often see a gnome and a tiefling in this city, town.
My clothes do look nice.
Okay.
They probably are too nice for this area.
Okay. Anyway, I'll buy a drink
Because
and then
you
go
know,
sit
you draw
down.
attention because. You wish you order food and drink
Just me. Okay.
just for you. 1 silver,
Done.
and the house special provides you a delightful beer made up from fermented acorns.
Fermented acorn.
Sounds good.
House specialty.
Nutty.
Okay.
Nutty, delicious.
I am intrigued. You realize, just going forward though, if you make bold choices like fermented acorns, I expect an actual beer to be accompanying it, like a
You
fermented
go
acorn
make
beer.
a fermented acorn beer.
No,
Go
but
find acorns.
But like we've been to that Gabs thing, and there's some real weird shit that comes through there, and
And it's pretty much fermented,
fermented
acorns.
acorns.
So.
Because place
Oh,
yourselves
that's cool.
anywhere. Where was I gonna put this one?
Oh,
This was
hang on,
gonna go
I have to
here.
do the combat count, don't I?
This is gonna go here. Oh, it's slightly bigger than the grid. Never mind.
Let me adjust on the fly.
I think it's the grid that's been slightly shrunk during
That's
printing.
fine. It's fine as long as it looks.
Okay.
like
Well, anyway,
nice.
Sasha is sitting in that chair,
I went
which
to the.
is going to be that square there.
Wait. No, I can't see. Because if we came in that way, I went to the bar. Didn't you say you went to the corner?
Yeah, I did.
You can have table in the corner. It's fine. Like currently, it doesn't matter.
And you followed, didn't you?
Me,
Just place
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
I
That'd be-
imagine I would have.
There are more rooms that are not pictured, of course. Like
Yeah.
door there and door there.
That's cool.
All right. You are seated at a table. Anyone who orders drink -1 silver. What do you wish
What
to do?
if I order a drink for the entire bar?
What if you order the drink for the entire bar?
Can you pay for
In
that?
the-
Best way to calculate how many people are here,
How many people?
including the bartender.
Yeah.
I
You
would
will
say
say that costs you 2 gold.
I'm gonna say,
gold.
in a town notorious for like outlawish behavior, coming in, throwing money, like everyone gets a drink.
Yeah,
Well,
well, come fuck with me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
that's
fuck you.
correct. You see,
that's their bag.
yeah. Roll another wisdom check.
Me.
Yes.
Okay.
Interesting.
That is a massive.
Well,
I have a bonus to wisdom.
Yes.
Wisdom, I do not have a bonus to, so that is 13.
13 should be enough. You recall prior to leaving Freeport that Botan told you to try and keep a low profile.
I
Leaving
have.
the city. However, upon entering Bandit's Rest, you have realized that the low profile is something you have not
Managed to achieve.
managed to achieve.
Both in
No, no, no.
Everyone
he's-
from the center start of Main Street to this tavern now knows.
No,
The
but he
three
just
of
said
you.
leaving the city.
Yes.
He didn't say, and on your journey.
Well,
One would
Sasha has implied.
Okay, anyway.
He did say it to who was I? Boulder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I was Boulder at
Yeah.
the time.
Bold that time. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, you were you as Boulder.
Yeah, but he thought I was.
So now, okay, you're enjoying drinks. Everyone kind of pats you on the back. You know, they thought you were like some sort of cheapskate gnome, but then rich guy, and then they all want to be your buddy and your friend
And you buy you them more drinks.
and buy more drinks. So you have lightened the mood in here.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
So-
we know there's 18 people. Plus the bar, and one
What?
of us is
No.
a bartender. Well, 17.
It's 1 silver, right? So
Yes.
20 people.
So it's 20 minus the 3 of us.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Aisha has already got her own drink.
I
Fuck, I should then.
Okay, we'll
But I
just
mean,
say
she might get an extra.
about
right?
20 people counting
Yeah.
the 3 of you. Okay.
So
yeah,
I,
okay.
so I, as I'm paying for the drinks,
Mhm.
as often I do, I talk to the barkeeper.
Yes.
I say, I notice there is no live music.
It says live music. You say this is not tavern for you. You want to go find the, what did I call it? The other inn, which is called the Singing Helm. Down the street there, run by.
this is cut purse
Nice guy.
time. You should
Yeah.
keep your wallet near you.
This is yeah, drunken cut purse.
Well, I was thinking, like,
We don't have a performance stage like for singing and.
well, all I need is a table.
Well, he points to the table that technically Sasha is sitting at.
Okay. How about I put on a show?
You
It
can if
won't-
you want.
it
It
won't
seems
cost
like
you anything.
the people here seem to like you, friend gnome. May I ask your name, so that we know who is performing.
Ink.
Just ink.
Just ink.
You're stealing your damned uncle's name.
Do you want me to even roll the persuasion or the deception?
They might
No.
know him. Wasn't he super
Oh, they
famous?
might
then?
know
He-
him.
last time you said he was super famous in town.
Oh yeah, he was super
He
famous
was
in
very
town.
well known.
Oh, in that town.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
same
Yeah,
town.
this is the same town
This
of
is
the
the
Beer
town
King.
where you
Oh.
were about to get fucked up.
And he
was
started-
like, no.
Oh, you may roll deception if you want.
One.
That
Well,
one. 14.
He practically just laughs at your face and he says, like, I know Mr. Ink. You are not Mr. Ink. He was a ladies' man.
Wow.
Shit on.
Get shit on. I'm like, alright, you got me. I'm his nephew.
Would it be inclined to believe that?
Because of your previous lie, he does not believe you. Sure, I believe that you think all gnomes are related. But, not all
I'll
gnomes
be back in the
are
feed.
actually
Take
related.
her out for a bit.
Can I persuade him that I am actually...
You can try.
Hey.
21.
He kinda...
Sees the resemblance now?
He sees the resemblance, but he wants to see your quality of your performance before he fully believes you are related to the legendary ink.
That's fine.
Okay.
Oh, can you just shut that curtain?
Oh, yeah. I've done this earlier.
Alright.
No, it was because he bumped up.
So, how to enthralling performance? I mean...
Oh, hold your horses there.
right.
We'll wait for D1 to get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I start off with like a round of just.
Oh no, we'll say
Oh.
as you head to the Sasha table
Oh.
and attempt to begin your performance,
Oh.
something will happen.
Oh bollocks!
Yes.
Best laid plans, eh? Did you not want to go outside?
No, she did. She peed.
Oh, okay.
That was a quick wee.
That was quick.
She's trained well to go straight to peeing when she goes out there.
Nice. That's good.
As I was saying, as Urbag moves to Sasha's table, with Sasha looking, I want to say absolutely like mortified because, you know,
The reputation of
Yeah.
the entire guild.
like you actually heard him say, I am Ink's.
Yeah.
I didn't say my name though.
Yeah, you didn't, but you said, I am related to Ink.
Yeah.
Again, this keeps adding, it keeps piling on your
Yeah.
fame in this
Yeah.
city.
Yeah, but
Ahem.
it's fine. But
So
they
you walk
already
towards the
know
table.
us here, though, right?
Only in that one tavern. We were there for an evening and then left.
Yeah, that one tavern.
Yeah.
But
You
the
didn't-
Bar
yeah.
King was crowned that day.
That-
Yeah,
that's
it was
like-
the monkey. The monkey's famous.
Yeah.
And even Oliver might be famous, but not
Yeah.
you guys. You guys are part of like the drunk crowd that was fighting to win the competition.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no one remembers
Anyway,
runner up.
As you begin to attempt to make a performance, a group of 5 people enter the inn.
5.
4 men and a woman wearing heavy cloaks. They dust off the snow and move to a table at one side of the room. We will say on that side. Or it could be that side. It's fine. Everyone here may roll a perception check.
No, my god, that's the 4th one tonight. These guys are going away. 6.
I am too busy feeling shame.
Sure.
Where the hell is it?
I went blue cone dice. Serve me better.
21.
21 is more than enough. You immediately notice like the room the mood changes. You notice a lot of people, including the bartender, is not happy with these 5 people's presence.
Ooh.
What do you wish to do?
Oh, do I keep going? Do I keep going? The performer in me says yes. The logical person in me.
Can
Doesn't
Sasha
exist.
subtly cast
Silence.
Can't
Silence.
Because that's
Emotions.
Daryl, not Urbag.
Calm emotions on who?
Right?
the group?
Don't what?
Yeah,
The whole
everybody-
tavern?
It's an area.
Yeah, but what's the area?
I will bring it up.
Isn't it like 60 foot or something?
No, the range is 60 feet, but it is each humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere.
So it will be centered on the group that's walking towards us.
Yes.
They will pass us. Pass you guys to the other side of the room.
Oh, those guys.
Yeah,
walk past us.
What does calm emotions actually do? It just makes
There
you
you go.
not... Okay. Suppress strong emotions.
In this case, I don't think it would actually do anything.
Suppress, charm or frightened. No one's actually hostile. It doesn't actually do anything, so you
Okay.
can cast it. It doesn't seem to have much effect on the room.
I won't do it then.
Like, there's no openly hostile action at the moment. Anyone want to do anything?
Well, I'm at the bar drinking
Yeah.
the thing, but as far as I know, these people don't know who the captain is. So
The bartender kind of just like looks at you, and he's like unhappy.
I was oblivious to that crowd
Oh,
coming
you're
in.
oblivious.
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
Yeah.
Like total.
I keep going with the plan.
Yep. The plan of performance. All right.
Well, there's a plan of performing, and I shall choose the instrument of. My instrument of illusions. I have a lyre. That's also an instrument of illusions. So I shall play some shit on that.
Roll your dice.
Roll your dice.
And then you can decide how good your performance is on how well you roll your dice.
Yeah, I'm just deleting something that I forgot. I doubled up. That'll be an enthralling performance.
You roll a performance check.
Yeah. Where is me performance?
Second from the bottom.
18.
Your performance is good, even by like your standards.
Even by my step.
Even by your standards, it was a pretty good performance. However, because the mood was slightly dampened by those 5 people that entered the inn, you get a little bit of cheers, not the overwhelming crowd response that you are usually used to in the taverns of Freeport.
While he is performing,
Yep.
can I attempt to gain some sort of insight from why these people seem to be...
You may try, but how do you wish to gain some sort of insight? Are you going to question people? Are you going to question the bartender?
It's more through observation.
Observation.
So it probably would be at disadvantage.
There won't be any disadvantage on observation, but you can make an insight check for the room. 9 total. The best you can tell is people seem to be dislikeful of this group and perhaps what they do or represent. So maybe they're part of some sort of gang or some sort of oppressing force.
Like the Ashen, what do you say, the mom one?
As you know, the criminal organization is called the Silent Ash. However, because of your role, was it a good role?
Yeah, I got like 21 for that.
20 role. You know that people don't... they do fear them, but not openly fear them. Like, they respect what they do.
The way people fear the police when they walk around.
Yeah. So they respect what they do for the city. So this is a very different kind of...
I don't even know they exist.
Oh, you don't exist? Okay.
So,
Yes.
would you say that I've performed for at least 1 minute?
You have performed for at least 1 minute. What happens?
So, at the end of my performance,
Yes.
I choose a number of humanoids within 60 feet
Yes. Everyone in the inn
Who-
is within 60
who
feet.
listen to all of it,
Who
which,
listen to all of your performance.
which I imagine
Are there any deaf
everyone
people?
would have listened to
Yes.
the whole thing.
Up to a
There's
number
no
of your
deaf people?
charisma modifier.
No deaf people tonight at the
Charisma
tavern.
modifier.
So you can pick up to 5 people,
No one focusing so hard
And
that they
there
didn't hear it?
is
like 20 people.
5 people that I wish
You
to
have
choose.
chosen those 5 people. What is the thing that you wish to do?
So each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
Of
The DC
It's a spellcasting one.
16.
Ooh, 16.
3 of them fail.
Okay.
Do you know who fails?
Based on the
I
reaction.
imagine based on the reaction, I would.
The woman and one of the men don't pass, and then the other 3 men seem to fail.
Okay.
What do they do?
So the ones that fail
Mm-hmm.
idolize me, speak glowingly of me, and so it says, well charmed in this way, the target idolizes you. It speaks glowingly of you to anyone who speaks to it, and it hinders anyone who opposes you, avoiding violence unless it was already inclined to fight on your behalf.
The 3 of them immediately have this man crush on our gnome friend Urbek. They begin saying, that's the most amazing performance I've ever heard in all the 9 lands. Meanwhile, the guy and the girl said, it wasn't that good. And then they kind of like sneer at you and say, go back to Squiggle Chuff, gnome. You weren't that great.
Since
So I've caused them to fight amongst
Well,
themselves.
not really. They seem to disagree on their opinion of you, but they do not approach you in any way.
Aw.
Anyway, since the bartender doesn't know anything about Captain Dusk, I want to, and this is the bar that Bofan sent us to.
Yes.
I want to do like a perception check on everyone who's here and anyone who comes in from now.
Mhm.
If they kind of match like the profile or impression that Bofan gave us. She sounded like a pirate captain.
So you're looking for someone who resembles a pirate captain.
Female pirate captain.
You are told that she's a mercenary captain.
Mercenary captain,
Yeah.
sure. So someone that
She might be dressed like pirate. So
Yeah.
obviously, if you see someone dressed like pirate, I'll point it out.
yeah.
Yeah. So make a perception check.
15.
Okay, we'll hold that number of 15 for a while.
Okay.
As you watch people move in and out of the inn. Urbek, your performance is finished.
The first song is it's at the end of your performance.
Okay.
Would have said if
So your first song is over. What happens after?
I play another one and those 3 of those guys are charmed for an hour.
Okay, they are indeed charmed for an hour. The woman and the man seem like not very impressed. Like their 3 other friends are kind of fangirling over you, but they don't really do anything about it.
Yeah, the great thing is if they do succeed on their saving throw, they have no hint that I tried to charm them.
Mm-hmm. How often are they allowed to reroll their saving throw?
They're not.
It's just in.
It's a once-off.
So it's a once-off for 1 hour.
So this effect ends on a target after 1 hour if it takes any damage, if you attack it, or if it witnesses you attacking or damaging any of its allies.
Fair enough. Sasha, what do you wish to do?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Sasha contemplates her life, her existence, and
Sasha's not
She
asking the
got
right
you.
questions.
Urbag's like...
Sasha can't ask the right questions because people have asked the wrong questions first and ruined the chances to ask the right questions.
I feel like I took a logical step in finding the person.
It's definitely an Aisha move. Hey, where's this person that's a secret?
Was she a secret?
Yeah.
Yes.
The whole thing.
The whole point was to discreetly find this contact, discreetly make contact, because if they know that she's working with Bothan,
We've never
We're
mentioned
fucked.
anything about
no,
Bothan.
but you would have.
And
Maybe to her,
I've
but no
gone-
one else.
I've gone into chaff flare mode,
Yeah.
which is distract everyone while Sasha tries to think of something to do.
My debate is whether I split the party even further.
And what? Fuck off somewhere else and leave me with Aisha.
Fuck, I wouldn't take care of you if you stayed.
No, I know.
Yeah,
That's
if I
alright.
split the party further, go
I'll make
somewhere
for
else and try and backdoor my way somewhere else, or I will walk up to. This is also an inn, or is it just a bar?
It is just a bar, so a tavern.
Just a tavern.
Apologies. It's just a tavern. There's
Just a
no...
tavern.
Unless you work here, there's no quarters here
Yeah.
for you, so you want to stay at night somewhere else. Yes. What do you wish to do?
I will walk up to the barkeep.
Yes.
Ask
He
him-
looks at you. He seems quite impressed by Urbag's performance. He says, "Is he really the nephew of Ing?"
Sasha will sigh
Yeah.
deeply
Yeah.
and say yes, he is.
He's very impressed. He says,
He is
Ah, fuck, that's right, he told him.
quite well known in certain parts of Freeport. He tends to
"You
do
must be quite proud
much.
to be his friend, or perhaps more."
Depends on the day. Depends on the day.
Sure, sure.
And how proud of him I am. I will ask him where the cleanest inn is in the town.
He says, "I mentioned it to your friend. The Singing Helm has pretty good rooms,
Okay, the singing
and I know the owner. He's of a good sort. Also from Freeport, I hear.
Okay, I did fuck
Just like you.
Do you want to say
up. Oh,
what
yeah, I just realized I made a mistake on that character sheet I uploaded, so I'll
Oh,
fix it
just
later.
fix it. It's not like super
Yeah, maybe for
essential. Yeah. Is that all Sasha wishes to do? Ask for the nearest like place you can find lodging.
I asked that. I will ask him what his finest meal that he serves here is.
He just gives you some sort. He gives you the menu. So
I'll have one of his most expensive meals and shout another round for the bar.
so it'll be 2.
3 gold. I'll give him 3 gold.
Yeah, it'll be. We'll add.
It'll be less than that.
Yeah,
3
yeah.
gold.
You do notice like he gets one of the serving wenches to like give drinks, and then he says drinks on the lady. But as she approaches the 5 at the table, they kind of like refuse and say, "We want nothing from these outsiders or these people."
So
That's fine.
angry.
More for everyone else.
Wait, wouldn't the 3... Would the 3
They're
that are
friends with
charmed...
you,
Then
No,
they
not
don't care about
Sasha.
him.
Yeah, they don't. In fact, if they were dislikeful of Sasha before, this changes nothing.
Yeah, it's not friendship for everyone.
Wow, how good would that be though?
The bartender now with
Friendships.
all your
There's a
spending,
spell
the
for
bartender
friends.
seems to be more friendly towards
It's a
you and
cantrip.
perhaps more
The
open
problem
to
is with
answer
that
questions.
spell though is they
I
remember you
will-
charming them at the end. They go, "You're an asshole."
wait till I've finished my meal.
Yes.
It literally makes him hostile
So
to you.
maybe give it half an
Good.
hour before
Like
I go up and ask him for more questions. I'm trying to subtly build a rapport with him and butter him up before I start soaking him for hard facts.
Cool.
They don't-
20 minutes in, with your perception of 15, you notice a guy, like a fighter, dressed in leathers, obviously a well-worn sword. He seems to... you don't want to be... The word's not racist, but something about professions. You think he looks like a mercenary. He walks in, he kind of nods to the bartender, and then he walks around here and goes into a door there.
Okay.
He might resemble someone that you are looking for, or at least knowing someone that you're looking for.
Oh, this was a dude?
Yeah, so dude.
I thought Captain Best was...
A captain.
Yes.
Must captain
He-
over
He
soldiers.
said, boyfriend said it was like his wife.
Yes.
Didn't
A
say
captain must captain
What?
over soldiers.
Okay.
Wife.
Okay, so, but it doesn't fit the profile of the...
No, but if it's
captain.
profile of something a captain would be in charge of.
Okay. That
Kevin's
could be
like,
anyone,
follow
though.
the guy.
Literally, all of us could fall into that category.
Technically, yes.
Okay, I asked...
But yeah, like I said, with your perception of 15,
Can't-
there's kind of something funnier you notice.
Okay, I will ask the bartender where that room went to, and I'll show him. Show him a gold just to
Do
make
you
it.
give him the gold? Do you show it to him?
I show it to him, and if he's responsive in any way, that's any way positive, I'll consider giving it to him.
He tells you private guest rooms, like where they drink like with their own, like you know when you have a meal at like certain restaurants. they give
Yeah,
you
the
your own
private room.
Yeah, private room, drinking there.
What group's in there right now?
He looks at your
Can-
gold piece.
Can I roll a persuasion?
You may. Is the
15.
gold piece part of your offer?
Yeah.
Sure, we'll let you pass that one. You give him the gold piece. He kind of like bites it, makes sure it's not forgery and real. He says, "Some mercenary company. They've been
Yeah.
here for a couple of days.
What's the name?
I'm not too sure. You'd have to go in and introduce yourselves to them. I kind of stay out of the way. They pay for their privacy.
Okay. Okay. I'll mull on that for a little bit.
Yes. Sasha and Urbag. Is there anything you wish to do in the meantime? Otherwise, his 30 minutes passes up.
Oh, I'm just playing. I'm chef, flare, drink.
Should we give ourselves a pause and let Claire play because she's been.
I'm not bored.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. It's the
Oh no,
DS.
we will shift to you
It's
as
fine.
soon
It's,
as
it's the DMT.
when we will shift to you. It does happen.
It's
just
hinging
I
on
want
one-
to
it's
I want
hinging
to
on one
resolve
thing.
No, no,
Okay.
the
that's
I want to
completely
resolve
fine.
the
Yeah,
tavern
okay.
or at least this section. Of
I
tavern.
just
It's,
felt like
it's
we-
your
we-
guys' game as far as I'm concerned. I made a choice, and this is what's happening.
I feel like it's just been a while.
That's
Oh
all right.
no, there are sections that do kind of handle this, although not to the level of murder. So I'll have to adjust that.
Escalate.
There's an escalation there where
Yeah.
you went 0 to 100.
Yeah, we-
Oh.
That was me.
Yeah.
Okay, what does Sasha do at the end of his 30 minutes?
At the end of the 30 minutes, she
Yes.
chooses to go back to the bartender.
Yes, the bartender looks at you. I hope you've enjoyed your meal.
It was great. Fantastic.
lady.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Um,
The cooks will be happy to hear that.
secretly, Sasha used prestidigitation to make it taste better,
Sure.
but they don't need to do that. It's a thing you can do.
It's
I
a
know.
thing you
Yeah.
can do.
I was looking at because Claire was like, "What can you do with prestidigitation?"
Many,
I'm like
many
everything.
things.
Many irrelevant things that mean
Yeah.
nothing for actual gameplay.
It's a catch-all spell
Story
for cantrips.
enriching.
Yeah.
She thanks him for the meal.
Yes.
She offers him a couple of gold
Yes.
and says, "This is for you.
He thanks you and he says, "I will share with my cooks." Yeah.
No strings attached.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of questions.
How many gold exactly?
I will give him 5 gold.
Oh,
I'm
Like
Bowler.
a few golden, isn't
Fucking
it?
bowler.
another
A
rich
couple
one.
is 2.
Yeah.
Another rich one in
It
the
was 2, but
tavern.
roll it out. Okay. No strings attached.
No strings attached.
My friend here, where Aisha is pretending not to be involved. I
Okay.
imagine,
Yeah.
directly on what I'm saying,
Yeah.
can be quite forward with her questioning.
What?
I am slightly subtler.
You are subtle by saying you are subtle.
Yeah, blockheads sometimes go for it. It's fine.
What is your question?
We have been sent here to chat to a friend you know of. She tends to hold a title, tends to be quite well known, and has some useful information for us, and we have some useful information for her.
Mm-hmm.
All I wish to do is have someone let her know that we are here, and we have word from an individual she knows once as her love.
He looks at you with this blank expression on his face and he says, "Lady, you've offered me many gold. I have no idea what you're talking about. Completely no idea." In fact, he surmises that you're looking for friends in this town. He says, "I can point you to some friends. There's like old Joe One Leg over there. He's a friendly guy."
Do me and him share look like I know you don't know who she's talking about.
Or alternatively, there's a brothel down the road.
There needs
They're
a new
looking-
manager.
Needs a new guard.
Really?
No, but he won't
Why?
tell that to Sasha though.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do
He
that.
completely has no idea what you're referring to. Like you can tell in his face. You don't even have to go perception.
Sasha rubs her temples
Yes.
in slight frustration
Yeah.
as her subtleness was too subtle.
Yes.
And she says, "Okay, I'll speak in plainer words. We seek Captain Dusk.
Uh-huh.
We have word from her love, her husband."
Mentioning the name of the captain, you do notice a flash of recognition in his eyes, and he goes, "I think I know the one that you're talking about."
That's the same question I asked him.
It's not.
Correct.
You didn't throw gold at him though.
You did not.
That is the key role of bartending.
Well, it's not only gold, but there was a roll I made in opposed
Oh,
to
yeah,
your,
no, my-
your
my-
persuasion. Yeah. So someone else gave him more gold to not say anything.
Okay.
He says, "I think," in a lowered voice, "I think I know who you're talking about. She prefers her privacy. However, she is out in one of the back guest private rooms."
All I ask
Yeah.
is next time one of your fine wenches heads that direction to top them up,
Mhm.
she passes word that someone out here is looking for her and gives my description.
He says the wenches have actually been instructed not to go in for the next day or so, or for however long they are in there.
Is it possible for you to enter the room and pass the word on for me?
He says, "I have been paid and of course instructed to not do that. However," he says, "I won't stop you from going in if you truly have business with this lady."
Okay, thank you.
I start walking over here.
So you overhear this?
I'm sitting right next to. He even referenced me in the
Okay, do
conversation.
you guys signal Urbeck in any way?
No, I don't in a way.
I would.
I just keep doing the distraction thing.
Sasha moves to talk to Urbeck, who's doing his distracting thing.
Wait,
As-
what? Oh, are you
Yeah.
gonna come and talk to me? Okay.
You gonna tell him? Okay. As Aisha walks past that table, one of the five, like one of the guys, he kind of bumps and spills his drink on you, and then he looks at you angrily and says, "You made me spill my drink."
I go, no, I didn't.
Yes, you did. My friends here will agree with me. And then they all kind of nod and say, "Buy him another drink."
I flick. Can I overhear this?
Yes, you can hear this. I mean, I don't think Urbeck is singing that now.
I will
It's
flick
not drunk enough.
enough silver to the bartender
Mm-hmm.
to buy all of them a new drink.
They see you doing this, and they look offended. "We don't want your charity. We want it from that one."
That one works for me.
Persuasion.
19 on the die.
So
The female of that group, she seems to kind of respect you. Says,
26 total.
I understand the challenges of maintaining those lesser than you. Next time, tell your
Underling.
employee or underling, yes,
Yeah.
underling, to not be so clumsy, and we will forgive this.
I will scold her later.
Good. See that you do.
Man, do we know who they are by the female of the group being that haughty?
You do not know. But if someone had actually asked the bartender about that group, they would have found out.
I didn't know about them.
We currently don't really care about that group, though, right?
Well, if
don't-
the DM mentions anyone,
Yeah, the DM mentions anyone who's not
it's
like
meant to be-
old Joe one leg or something.
it's meant to
in the
be,
corner.
yeah.
My
Yeah,
God,
it's meant to be some sort of.
I wanna
to
know
interact
about old
with.
Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's what Ojo?
What to the other leg?
How did he lose his leg? When did
He
lose
likes
his leg?
lovely
How old
Calvin
is he?
ladies, okay? And he lost his leg one day where he tried to impress one with a particularly dangerous horse trick, like horse riding trick. Pretty much, if they are like weird looking NPCs that I described, you can interact with them. They are
Yeah,
covered.
Yeah, everyone mentioned it's a point of interest.
Yeah, it's a
other
point of
than
interest.
other
So
than
it's
the
up
joke.
to you, whether you wish to interact. What do the three of you want to do now? So you can continue walking
Yeah.
around. You want walk in. That door there is not locked.
Yeah, I'll just
Move in?
walk through. Yeah,
Okay. Urbag and Sasha.
Can I suggest that Urbag walks through first?
no.
Can
Well,
I
you can suggest it, but I probably wouldn't follow.
Can I suggest that Urbag talks to his 3 fans?
Okay.
Has it been an hour?
No, it's only been half an
It's
hour.
It's
only
only
been half an
been half an hour, yeah, because Sasha kind of
So,
yeah,
Say 40,
started.
45
40,
minutes.
45 minutes, yeah.
so is Sasha still with me?
Yes.
Okay. So I say to Sasha, I'm gonna go chat to my new friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I imagine Sasha would know what's happened. I'm being
Yep.
that Sasha wrote my character sheet.
Yeah. What does Sasha do? Does Sasha stay with Urbag
Sasha does not
or
stay
follows
with Urbag.
Aisha?
Sasha tries to get in front of Aisha.
No.
The
Unfortunately,
ram is not going to break diplomacy.
Yes.
you
Yes,
are
she
just behind Aisha, but you are not in front of Aisha. You both leave the room.
Yeah.
Urbag, what are your questions? Or what do you wish to do?
Well, I have a drink because I always do.
Yes.
And I walk up.
Your own, or do you buy one from the bar?
I bought one
Flask?
from the bar
Oh,
earlier.
okay, yeah.
But that's been 45 minutes. Have you been,
45
have you been
minutes.
coasting?
No, but I've been
when-
playing.
Oh, I guess so. Okay.
No,
okay,
no
sure.
one of those musicians
It's
who
warm.
get casual
Sure.
drinks in between
It's warm.
sets.
It's warm.
Yeah, but like casual drinks in between.
It's
sets
warm.
wouldn't be
Old
a
Joe
whole
One Leg
fucking
has taken a
tank.
sip out of it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
do they even have refrigeration
gnome
to
or
make them
halfling?
cold here?
You're a gnome, right?
Prestidigitation.
Yes.
Again, that's the catch-all. Yes.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I walk up. Are they like separated? Are they the two that, or is it
They're
like
all seated.
one that likes me?
Oh no,
one
there's
that
like
doesn't like me, one that likes
three
me?
who like you, woman, and one guy.
Okay, so
who
I
doesn't.
sit in
Yeah.
between two of the ones that like me.
You sit between two. The woman and the one that don't like you, they look offended and they say,
What the fuck, bro?
"Yeah, what are you doing? This is a private table."
And then the other three are like, hey, he's here!
I'm like,
The other
"Why?"
three are so excited that you're there, but the two, the one in charge, obviously, and friend who don't like you, they say, "What's going on here? Be gone, dirty bard."
Oh, I just wanted to come and talk to these 3 guys. They were so enthusiastic and sharing, and it was great.
Well, they're like congratulating you and patting you on the back,
Yeah.
but the two that don't seem to like you, are like, "What you doing here?
I just wanted
This is
to
a
see where you guys were from.
private table."
What you
Well,
were up
they
to.
say none of your business.
No. These 2. I'm like,
Yeah, these two
I'm
say-
not here to talk to you 2. Here to talk to these guys. Guys,
Oh, you insulted the boss.
You insulted the boss, and then the 3 guys, they were like, "Oh, whoa, calm down here, friend gnome. That's our boss."
Yeah.
Yeah, that-
Yeah.
They're allies. Yeah.
They speak highly of you. They're not gonna
Yeah.
not like their friends.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they're not going to not like their own friends. Correct.
Yeah. It was. If this was The Sims, the relationship with you has all gone up, but it hasn't affected the other ones.
I like that
What do you wish to
difference.
say in response?
It specifically says though, and it hinders anyone who opposes you.
He's not opposing you. They're just telling you that's our boss.
No, okay. So the lady and the guy
it's
are
saying-
opposing you by saying,
Go
"Hey,
on.
you're being
No,
a
they're
dick."
asking like, yeah, why are you here? It's not.
What?
They're not hurting you.
But then they
Yeah.
were like, you should leave.
Yeah,
So the other three should be like,
That
no, you
is-
should stay.
I will rule that is not under the purview of opposition. That is
Personal
stern
opinion.
suggestion. But it depends on how you react.
Okay, alright. That's cool. I just, wanted to see where my fans were from. So, it's cool.
Okay.
Where are you guys from?
Are they compelled to answer?
No.
Well, they're not compelled, but they say they idolize him, and
Okay.
They would want.
So
they
pretty
would
much-
want to. One of them begins to start his paragraph of where he came from when the woman says, "Get up, pack your things, we're leaving." And then the three of them, obviously afraid, well not afraid, but more respectful of their boss, they finish their drinks. They kind of shut up and they finish their drinks and they stand up to leave the table.
they're very sad to leave you.
They're
They're
very
like
sad to leave their fan, but their kind of boss
The
tells
fan?
them.
the idol.
Oh, their idol, yes. As
So-
fans,
So, I say,
yes,
in opposition of what she's saying,
yes.
no, stay, I'll buy you another drink.
Make a persuasion roll.
I am very persuasive.
When the mood arises.
One. No.
23.
The three of them want to stay. They begin to sit down. Does it break if they take damage?
If they take damage, it breaks. They
Yeah,
they
he
take any
hits all
damage.
three of them with the butt of a sword.
Yeah,
If
takes
it
any-
takes any damage.
Yes, they
yeah.
hit all three of them with the butt of the sword. And they kind of snap out of it and they say, "Oh, sorry, boss." And they seem to be more afraid of her than
Yeah.
wanting to be your friend.
Yeah.
And they now
Well,
get up.
like knowing the
Leave.
spell, I know exactly what's happened.
Yeah. Like she will hit them based on the nature of what they are, which you don't know about. The five of them, they get up. They kind of look like disgusted at you for some reason, and then they begin moving out of the.
The
cabin.
three that were charmed.
Like,
Yeah, because you broke charm.
Yeah, but they don't ever learn about it.
They don't
Right.
ever learn about it. But
So-
the two, because they got hit because.
Oh
of
yeah,
him,
yeah, they broke their magical
Yeah.
attraction to him. They now wondering what the fuck
yeah.
happened
They
to
were
me.
like, "Why do I like this gnome so much?"
so
Yeah.
so having been quite close to them,
Yes.
can I first roll a perception to figure out, like maybe a bit more.
That's
about
insight, I think.
What they,
You may
what
roll
they
insight.
are.
You
Like,
may
no,
roll
I mean, like judged on their
based on
clothes and
visual.
stuff,
Right.
yeah.
The roll perception.
So my perception is +3, which is 19.
19. You do notice that they are wearing like traveler's clothes, but their movements and how they carry themselves, and of course you do notice that they are carrying quite well kept weapons. They are
Yeah, because
some
one of them
sort.
pulls
Yeah.
out the sword. Yeah.
Well, the bag of sword. She didn't actually draw it. It was kind of taking the sword.
Oh,
and
she
scabbard
just
and
went
smack
bang.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You can tell from the make and quality of their weapons that they are not just for show. They are apparently skilled in something.
Like they have magic weapons.
Yeah, they have.
They have well kept adventuring equipment.
Yes, they have well kept adventuring equipment.
Okay.
Not to the quality of the group that you're in,
Mm-hmm.
as in your own party members, but they are quite well off. Let's say well equipped. Yeah.
So like, not boss tier, but like
Not boss tier, no.
Level 10.
Henchman tier.
henchman tier. So
They
then,
stand up and they again. They said they look at you in disgust and they begin walking out of the room.
So also because
Yes.
we're not in combat and
Yes.
I can,
Yes.
I'd like to
Nudity
do an
check.
insight into just maybe like their general demeanor, why they're throwing me and
Sure.
particularly me and Aisha such
Yes.
That was the whole room, and we were like
The whole room
auditing.
didn't like them, but they didn't like you.
Yeah.
They specifically didn't like me
Oh,
and you.
Yeah,
but
they
didn't
specifically
care about Sasha.
didn't
Oh,
like
yeah.
the two of you. But then the whole room hated them. Wow.
Okay.
Just like, yes.
So just like why does the whole room hate
Just
them?
roll,
Why
tell me
did
a roll.
they-
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, part of my screen is fucked. So. Where was inside?
Under wisdom.
Oh, yeah. 15.
15. As far as you can tell, they view themselves to be superior to you
Mm-hmm.
in terms of ability
Mm-hmm.
and value.
They're racist.
Racist motherfuckers.
No, actually,
Yeah.
they're not.
Wow. Really?
Yes, they're not. You don't get the racist vibe from them, but you get the fact that they feel they are superior, they are better than you.
Okay.
Um,
Is that why the rest of the room hates them as well?
you need to go another insight for the rest of the room because you're only focusing on this group.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
Right.
room's
Yeah, yeah, no,
vibe
okay.
is
Yep.
different.
Yep,
Yeah.
sure. 6.
As far as you can tell, the room like detests what these five
yeah.
people represent.
Wow.
So they kind of dislike what they represent or what they do.
Okay.
So what exactly you don't know? What is so offensive to the rest of the tavern? And
Yeah,
the
but I'm
common
like,
folk?
They
Yeah.
don't like them.
Yeah. So the room doesn't like them. They like you,
Yeah.
and then they don't like you, but they are like disregardful of the room. Like they
Okay.
just don't.
Yeah.
And Sasha.
And then they leave.
Yeah, and then they leave.
Okay.
If you don't do anything else, they leave.
Well, I don't do anything.
Okay.
to
They
them.
walk right out, and you have missed something. It's fine. I'm just trolling. All right, Damal.
Yeah.
Oh wait, stop. Are you gonna go into the back room?
Maybe.
He
Yes.
would, but he'd enter after us.
Like-
You'd enter after.
Quite a few minutes after us.
We would say a few
Because
minutes.
I wanted to ask someone.
No, but the
in-
question is, are you staying here until they come out, or are you gonna follow them in?
I'm going to follow them in, but
Yeah.
I want to ask someone in the bar what that group's deal was.
Specifically, do you wish to ask the bartender, or do you wish to ask the folk sitting at tables?
Like, there must be, like, a table that's full of people.
There, I mean, a scattering of people, but not like a big group.
The
Yeah.
group... they're
Okay, so
a
definitely
group of people that's
you want to ask a
squandered them the
customer,
most.
a bar wench, or the
Def-
bartender.
def-
I will throw in a bar. There's no bar hacks in this one. Okay, no bar hacks here.
Definitely a bar wench.
Okay, you ask a bar wench. What is your question? And roll your persuasion or intimidation if you wish.
No,
He's too short for intimidation.
I'm like, hey, come.
It can be like I'm dangerous, one of those
Yeah, they're like a chihuahua.
evil gnome things. See those garden gnomes? Imagine eviler.
Like, have
Yeah,
you
yeah.
watched the Goosebumps movies?
No.
Yeah, they're ruthless and they're
Come here.
both-
Okay, go.
Yeah. So I'm
Yes,
like, hey,
your
come.
question. Yeah, she comes over thinking that you want to buy more drinks for
Well,
everybody.
I
Yeah.
do. What was with those guys? Why so shady? Like, why did everyone start glaring at them?
Well,
17.
she kind of like spits to the side and says disgustedly, "Slavers, we don't like those scum. Lowest of the low, even by our standards."
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's a Damal storyline thing.
Because that's why they stop saying that you're making him feel worse.
No, I'm not upset.
And
She
then
murdered
now you
someone.
kind of
Yeah.
guess that they value non-humans
Yeah.
as property.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sort of, but not in a racist way. In a terms of value way.
Yeah.
It's like magic cards, you know.
If she
you
wasn't
always
slaying
say-
on
in the
the real
street, she
ones.
would have been slaying in here.
And now you know. Is there anything else you wish to ask?
Hence the fight scene coming
mm.
out.
The angry one, the woman.
She looks like she was in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's she?
We don't know their names. We try to stay away from their kind.
Do they hang out anywhere in particular?
We believe they have a camp somewhere outside of town, but we're not sure.
All valuable
We know
information.
what they do. They although they don't take people from the town, which otherwise we get them in trouble. They take people who are going out of town or coming into town or on the roads, so we don't like that kind
No,
of thing.
are you talking like north, south?
Oh, she doesn't know, like
Just somewhere outside.
somewhere outside of town, well outside of the radius of influence of those that protect town.
Alright. Well, thank you.
She
I
thanks you as well, and
pay for my drink.
yeah,
Give her a slight
you may
tip.
minus the tip.
A slight tit.
Just the tip.
On a tit?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Do you wish to stay in the room?
No, I take
Okay,
my
so
drink.
eventually you take a drink and go in there. Alright, meanwhile, at the jail, Damal, you are carried, and so your stiffness and paralyzation wears off and you're thrown into jail. You spend maybe 2 hours in there.
Yeah.
Eventually, a dark-haired elf man approaches you from outside.
Sure.
He looks like a person of authority.
Yeah.
2 swords with well-worn grips hang at his belt, and there's a very gloomy expression on his face, like he hates having to deal with troublemakers this early in the morning.
I'm such an inconvenience.
He looks at you.
Yeah.
Obviously, he is an elf, and you are a drow, and there
not
is
really
already a bit of animosity there.
Yeah.
So he's not exactly very friendly
Sure.
in.
Countenance.
And he says, you, because this I started with you lot, but it's just you. You draw a lot of tension here, and in Bandit's Rest, that is not Bandit's Rest is not a place where you want attention. He looks you straight in the eye and he says,
Can I
"Our
interrupt him?
laws." Yeah, you can.
I say I am incredibly sorry, but the person that I slain committed a mortal sin as far as I'm concerned.
And he looks disbelieving you. And what, pray tell, would have deserved the death of a man, the father of 3 children, and leaving his wife a widow?
I believe he killed my mother.
You may roll a bluff check or deception check.
Well, I believe
What?
he did. Like, that's my character.
Why would you believe a brothel guard killed your mother?
Because when I was in the woods, you know how my
Yes.
mother brought me out of
Yes.
the cave?
Yes.
She couldn't go back
Yes.
because they were too suspicious and she
Yes.
didn't want to go back.
Yes.
And the only way that she could make a living for herself and survive was to be a prostitute. I heard this from the wood elves that raised me.
Okay.
And
this
I'm
is probably backstory.
Yeah.
Okay.
And unfortunately, at the time, I was too busy with my moral conundrum to give a shit. But ever since being on the adventure with these guys and like understanding that
And
I'm
now he
actually
interrupts you and says, "What
Yeah.
proof do you have that it was this particular bodyguard in front of this brothel in this town?"
I have to say, unfortunately, none.
Okay.
But the accurate description of the wood elves when I was growing up burned in me so bright that it had to be done.
You may now roll a persuasion check.
That's cocked.
Okay.
That's called, you may roll again.
10.
You can tell that he doesn't really accept your explanation.
Okay.
He says, even in places, our laws may be looser than most, but there are still laws. Unfortunately, murder is pretty high
Mm-hmm.
on the list, and I expect you to respect our ways or face consequences. He smirks slightly. However, we are not without mercy. You have a choice, either to pay a fine or to lose your left hand.
How much is the fine?
400 gold pieces will be the fine, 100 will go to the brothel, and 300 will go to the man's widow and his 3 children. And you can tell, you don't need insight, he's not lying about the amount or where the money will go.
How much to curry favour and to ask your employed questions?
I don't understand your question.
No, like further questions. Like, if I choose to pay the gold,
Yeah.
will I be neutral or favourable towards you? What will be your opinion of
He
me?
says, you will definitely be neutral. I will be keeping my eye on you, as will the rest of those that maintain the laws here.
I understand that I've done you no favours.
Yeah. But he says we will not be openly hostile towards you.
I understand.
Because you have, by our standards, paid the reparations.
Oh, so you can get away with what you like as long as you can bribe people.
Well, it's not really
Interesting.
bribe.
It's a
There
fine.
is a
Fine.
fixed amount. It's a
Well,
fine. You're not
but I'm
bribing
saying
people.
money,
Yeah.
money means
Yeah, it's a
something, which
fine.
is
Money
interesting.
means something
yeah.
in the city. That's why at the
Sasha
start I
just walks around
says
and goes,
anything kind of goes. Obviously within limits.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
can't go be about murdering everyone. I
Yes,
killed a
like you
guy,
can't.
and I have a
You can't go kill
shaky-ish-
everyone and just pay 500
Yeah.
gold per person you kill. That's just terrible.
Yeah. They-
or
Well,
can you?
400.
It is your choice.
Are you interested in my services at all?
Well, he says it depends on whether you can afford your fine.
I will pay the fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
you
got
have
400
enough
gold.
money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not everyone is as poor as you.
Yeah.
Even though you apparently had to, like... I guess you lived a poor musician lifestyle.
Yeah, I don't need a lot.
Examining your
I have
gold to
a
make sure that it
investigator
is
boost.
indeed
Yeah.
real.
You don't
because
actually...
this
You
place
keep
you
offering
find
your
forgeries.
music for
Yeah, yeah.
free.
He takes
That-
like maybe another half hour and then he comes
Just
back with
check.
some paperwork and then he says, I expect you to not cause more trouble in this town. Next time the consequences will be more severe. He unlocks the jail door and he says, you are free to go. Your possessions are in the chest over there.
Kind sir,
Yes.
I am interested in information. Is there anything that I could do for you? Would you like me to keep an eye out for anything? Is there anyone I can talk to?
He crosses his arms and says, I have enough people in my employ who are far more skilled, I believe, in and
sure,
would
just cut
and
someone's throat. I have
yeah,
to
and
find
deserving
them.
of my
Smart.
trust currently
Yeah.
than you. However, you may ask your questions, and if they are of something that I can answer, I will assist.
Say, kind of that point, they subdue you just as quickly.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't value
Her-
her expertise so far.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she's great at murdering people.
They-
That's
they
fine.
didn't
But
want
that's
to
not,
murder.
yeah, that's not a skill he.
My guy's
requires.
fucked you up with 2 bolts.
I am after one known as Captain Dusk. We have some information for her that she may be interested in.
This captain, some sort of military order,
As far as we know, yes.
as far as you know. He thinks to himself and he says, I don't believe I've heard the name before. However, many groups of militaristic people pass through here and mercenary companies as well. I do not have a full record of them. And I guess they stay at inns, some of them camp outside if their group is too big and they come into town for supplies.
Do you have anyone in your employ that may speak to such types?
Does he have anyone in his employ? He doesn't believe so unless these people actually cause trouble, then he would have heard from them. But generally he stays out of their business if they don't like kind of disturb the peace of town.
Meta,
So like they're free to come and go. Like,
quick meta question.
yes.
Is my character still chaotic evil?
Is your character still chaotic evil? For now it is still chaotic evil.
It's not
until
chaotic, it's not neutral evil?
No, because the chaotic is the part where laws are broken. You technically did break a law
Very-
severely
Very blatantly.
and blatantly.
Okay.
It will shift back.
I'm
depending on
not
how
saying
you
it,
act.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it won't shift.
Yeah.
I was just reading.
It will shift based on your
Yeah.
actions. It will. But currently, that is what you are, and for all intents and purposes, for like spell effects and things like that, if it looks for chaos,
nothing.
no,
Almost like there's very
Good, evil, yeah.
very specific things require alignment and very few spells.
Wow. If it turns out-
It doesn't cause
No,
you
not even
to
paladin
be
stuff.
what you are.
Well,
Like,
I know.
for example-
I was just curious.
yeah. For example,
That's
this
how you're
is
more like
meta as
creature
well.
types.
If
You've seen
Saloon
an
were to
undead.
turn up and she
They're
would look
implied
at
to
you
be
and go,
evil,
no.
but like you could have there's technically good undead,
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Yes.
kind of like that.
Do you have any more questions? Otherwise,
holy
Is there
far
any
too
way
early
that I
for
can
that.
get in
Almost
touch with
kind
you
of
if I
style.
see something untoward or something to report?
He says, you know where the
Yeah, stuff like that.
jail / like policing area is, so you can always find me here or leave word for
What's
me
his
and I
name?
will find you. He introduces his name as Rethriel, RETHRIEL
And what's the name of? And he's an elf.
hyphen SHAN.
Rethiel Shan, and he's a.
He is an elf.
Just
full
an forest high low.
High.
Hi, elf.
Yes. Not the woodland elves, not the drow elves.
He's a high elf living in a shithole like this.
Well, he is in charge of a shithole like this.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a high elf cast down.
Jesus
This
shit.
is good.
And not all high elves have to not live in shitholes.
Yeah, and then high
what's-
elf doesn't really mean
Yeah.
like they live in the life of luxury. High elf just means they're more magically inclined.
They're more magically inclined. Yeah.
And
They are more of the noble types rather than the woodland types.
Or city type, yeah.
Yeah.
what's the jail called?
Bandits, guys.
PD.
No, you,
Bandit
you
vs.
gave it a
PD.
name. Rithriel.
That's
No,
the
that's the
type.
guy's name. She's
Okay.
Just,
I don't think
we
they-
just say bandit as jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just know it as jail.
I'd like to try and hide my countenance as much as I can
Mhm.
and make my way back. Oh, I've still got a talkie stone, right?
Yes, you do.
Where are you? Is my talkie stone?
You hear
Your phone rings.
your phone rings just
Do I have the
before.
other one?
Yeah,
you've
who
got
else
the
would
other
have
one.
it?
I don't know.
You've got the other one.
We'll just say you do have the other one since you left
Yeah,
with four.
sure.
We'll say your phone rings just as you're opening the door to get
Oh, I'm
into
not
that
gonna
back
answer
room.
it.
So you refuse to answer it.
Well, the message just sits there until I.
No, it's a live call.
It's a live call? Is
yeah.
it?
Yes, Sending Stones
Good
is
way to
literally
summarize
just
Walkie-talkies?
walkie-talkie.
Okay. Yeah, it's a live call.
Yeah.
It starts to
So
ring.
I just hear it, right?
Oh, it vibrates.
No, I double check how like, Sending Stones work, but I believe it's just like
Your current laws matter more than any laws.
no, damn,
Don't
no, I hadn't
make
written that
Yeah,
one
just
down.
Is
read
it?
it.
They're not called.
I kind of
Sending Stones.
Are they called?
That's good,
sending?
Yeah, they're called
Yeah,
Sending
they're called
Stones.
sending stones.
Did I write it down? I didn't write
They're Sending Stones. Come in pairs, each move stone to match the other. Touch a stone, you can
Definitely
cast Sending
chaotic
from
evil.
it. The target must be the bearer of the
like
other
it.
stone. If no creature bears the stone, you know the fact as soon as you use it and don't cast. Cast through the stone that can't be used next turn. So follow the sending spell rules. But it has to come out of the stone.
Are you answering?
I
Okay,
just wanna see what
25
the
words or less. And the whoever's on the other end hears it in its mind. But this one says it comes through the stone. So you can
The
hear.
voice
So I just
of
hear the
mouth.
stone.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
and
only
you
you
can
hear it.
Respond.
Yeah, 25 words from you, 25 words reply. That's it.
Well, I just say the name of the
He tells you the what drunken
cut.
cuppers.
Cut. Yeah, the drunken cuppers.
Yeah.
I make my way over.
Okay, so you are making your way over.
Yeah.
We'll go a couple of rounds before you meet there.
That's fine.
Wait, a couple of rounds.
Probably like.
Takes
Yes.
12 seconds.
Not from jail.
No, you said round, so like,
Oh,
like an hour. Or
As
half
in,
an
we'll
hour.
do a couple of scenes
Yeah.
before we
Oh,
move
right.
to Damal appears in the room. Okay. We will say both Aisha and Sasha enter at the same time. Let's see. Side rooms. Alright, you enter one of the private side rooms. Inside, you see a number of tables. 8 mercenaries wearing well-worn armor and armed to the teeth chat at the various tables and having quiet meals by themselves or like with their friends. At a table at the far back sits a woman, snoring softly. Her legs are propped up on a chair. A large, feathered, white-brimmed pirate hat sits on her head.
Yeah, I knew it was a
It
pirate.
looks amazing enough. Since Urbag's not in the room, but I'll just say it anyway so that you'll know. It looks amazing enough to make even Urbag's impressive pirate hat seem much less impressive
Oh.
and flaccid. It obscures her face as she snores
No.
quietly in the.
Now that it's like Schrodinger's cat. Now that we've seen this
It's
exist,
the most
his-
amazing hat.
the feather on his hat sloops
Yeah,
a
it
little.
just sloops down like oh. The moment he enters the room. It obscures her face, so she's there sleeping in the corner. In the central table, there is a huge, muscular, dark-skinned human man looking at some maps and other papers. A large falchion, which is large like sword, I guess, like a curved sword, lies on the table within his easy reach. He looks up briefly at Aisha and Sasha and sneers before looking back down at his work.
Falchions like the
Very long curved sword.
Yeah, I thought
Like
it was
the
very
ones
long
in,
curved
like,
sword, two-handed.
Aladdin and stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's scimitar.
Scimitar's fin.
Yeah,
but
Cutlass is a thin-
Cutlass is similar to a scimitar.
yeah.
A falcon is like the very long, thick
Yeah.
blade. The
Yeah.
one, it definitely it's the
Like
ones that the guard from
guards-
It is a
Aladdin.
two-handed weapon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You know this because Rook used to have one that drank blood.
I made a very broken 4th edition build thanks to a Falcon.
What do you wish to do, Sasha and Aisha?
Okay, I'm gonna like knock on the door loudly to get their attention.
So you have opened the door, you've stepped in, the door is still open, and you're gonna tap on
Just
the door.
it's like bang bang bang.
The dark-skinned man stands up and crosses his arms, and he says, "What is your business here?"
We want to speak to Captain Dust. We were sent here by her husband.
So you say that out loud with the door wide open.
Oh, I'm not yelling it across the room.
You're not, but you're saying it in a normal tone of voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hearing someone say, "We came here because of your husband," who's gonna really blink an eye about that too much? Other than people who know Captain Dust.
Can someone get offended already?
No.
What's
No, they
offensive
can't.
about what I said?
It's fine. It's fine. Like I said, you
Fine.
can approach this in
Yeah.
any way you want.
I'm
That's
very
D&D.
blunt.
Any way
I
you
just
want.
very blunt.
So you have
It's fine.
approached Captain Dust. It'll be funnier if you actually didn't know who it was, but now you know, or at least you knew because of
The bike.
both ends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. She looks up at the two of you, and at that moment, Urbag kind of walks in the room and he says, like, "What's going on?" And
What?
then he looks around, he sees the giant hat.
No, I
and
just
then he's
walk in and I'm like, giant.
like a silence falls upon that back room. Okay. She removes her impressive hat, and you see that she is human. Long dark hair, very beautiful. Clearly, Sasha levels of charisma, if not more.
Ooh.
But
The
you're
room-
like 20?
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, Sasha.
Is your charisma higher than mine? Not anymore. You
Not
have
with
to
the
change it.
rebuild.
Yeah.
Not with the
It's
rebuild.
only 16.
Clearly, Urbag's level of charisma, but more.
You're at 20, aren't you?
I'm at 20.
I wrote this assuming Sasha was 20. The room goes quiet as she looks at you, expecting you to explain what you want. The dark-skinned man moves behind you.
At the door? I'm at.
While you're at the door, you
Yeah.
kind of walk a couple of paces, and he moves behind you. So he's standing between the doorway.
Yeah. I'll look
So
at
it's doorway, the three of you, and then she's at the one of the back tables. So you have not actually physically approached her yet.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can Sasha walk forward with her hands up in the we surrender position?
Yeah, she looks at you and says, "Stop acting like a fool. Like, you can put your hands down."
Yeah. I'm looking at you. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Urbag runs past. and
Everyone
goes-
knows you don't need your hands up or down to do damage. And
Urbag
Urbag runs
past
past.
and goes, "Oh my god, where did you get that hat?"
How
she
many
laughs at you and
guys?
says, "You're not answering my question. So you get one more, and then I'm kicking you out."
Wait, what?
She
Did she
asks you a
ask a
question.
question?
Yeah, she says,
Gerald doesn't
Oh.
pay attention to women, it's fine.
Urbag just pays attention to hat.
Fair enough.
So-
she looks at you and asks you to explain what you want. So
Oh.
you get one chance, and then she's kicking you off the room.
Or you?
I get one chance.
Well,
She's looking at
you
me.
appear to realize that she's looking at all three of you. The one going this, that one.
The one
and
who's
you.
acting like a normal, not human being.
A normal. Like, she doesn't
I
like. Yeah.
Oh god, am I gonna talk? I'm gonna talk. Why not?
You're the one chatting right in front of her.
So, we've been sent from Freeport.
She holds up her hand and says, "If you've been sent to me, then I have a guess at what's happening." She gives a secret hand sign, again, which Damal would know because all this is written based on the fact that she knows the rogue's hand signs,
Yeah.
the thieves' hand signs, to the dark-skinned man. The dark-skinned man whistles, and everyone else, but him, everyone else, like all the other
Yep.
generic pleb mercenaries, leaves the room. He closes the door to the room and he stands in front of it. So he's inside the room, standing, facing you, so you're between
Yeah,
her
yeah,
and
yeah.
him. Okay?
Yeah.
He closes the door. And then she says, once they're all out, she sits up and she asks you, "You may now speak, we are in private."
Sasha.
Sasha steps forward
Yes,
without saying anything,
yes,
produces the letter that she has in her pocket,
yes.
and hands it to her.
Given the letter, she takes a moment, couple of minutes to read it, and she inspects the seal. While she's reading the letter, Damal makes it to the Cutpurse Inn. You make it just as you see like 8 guys walking out from that back room and that back door being shut. So, what do you should do?
I slip out of sight as quick as possible.
In the inn.
Yes.
So you're still you are here.
Okay, so for example, I come
So
in
like
which door?
8 guys are like kind of marching out.
Yeah, and where am I?
Okay, you're here.
Yeah, so I like
Yeah.
slip quietly into the seat or slip quietly
Where's
here.
the Damal figure?
Oh, here.
Oh.
I removed her just to be less confusing.
So the Damal walks in.
I go just to
So
like,
you're
let
there.
them pass.
Okay, so these 3 are already in there.
Yeah.
Alright, at any time you can enter the room.
Yeah, but
Or
at least
she
try to.
doesn't know
No, we're
the
in
room.
there.
She doesn't know.
I did see the door close though, so I'd like to be like Damal would investigate that.
You may roll a perception check.
Can't meta too much though.
But he said you noticed the door.
Well,
quite
Well,
early.
you don't know
that's
us.
why I let her roll a perception check.
16.
16 is enough. You think you see a glimpse of Sasha's fancy clothes or whatever she was wearing as the door was closing, so you can kind of guess that she was in there.
I'd like to try and slip inside.
How?
Walk up to it and then like
Yeah,
wait
okay,
until
so
no
you-
like,
guys
like, okay,
Well,
like
there's a
sit,
wall of 8 guys.
like
They
sit there and then
Okay.
when no one's looking, slide in.
What do you mean by slide in? You can try to open the door.
Yeah.
Okay. When no one's looking, although no one really pays you any attention, because you are you didn't draw any like weird looks or anything, and words of your deeds have not spread to this tavern yet. You walk up to the door, you try to open it, and you realize something is blocking on the other side.
A knock.
You knock on the door.
Oh, all those 8 guys gonna notice something.
They left, didn't they?
They're all right
No,
here.
they're all there.
In the bar.
Oh,
They're
did
right
they?
there.
They're all in the bar.
Yeah.
You knock on the door, they kind of look at you suspiciously,
Yeah.
but they kind of wait, they don't approach you. Eventually, the large dark-skinned man wearing a falcon, he opens the door and he peeks and looks at you and he says, "Private room."
I'd be
No
like,
entry.
I will say I am also from Freeport.
He glances back and then he gives a sign. Through the crack in the door, you can't see it, so never mind. She kind of waves in, kind of nods, and he lets you into the room.
Okay.
And before closing it, and he's standing behind the door. So now you're standing behind Urbek, then Sasha. Urbek, Aisha, Sasha, you? Or
I
did
wait.
Sasha move up?
I just
Sasha
stand-
moved up to get the letter.
Sastra's moved.
Okay, so it's
forward.
Sasha, Urbek, Aisha, Damal.
Yeah, fine, I just
Okay.
stand there.
Positioning is somewhat important with this scene. Okay. Given letter, she reads the letter. Satisfied it is not broken, she smiles initially as if thinking of something with fondness, and then her expression goes more serious as she continues reading. Once done, she gives a hand sign to the dark-skinned man. Damal, knowing the thieves can tell it meant these guys are for real, like
Legit.
legit,
Okay.
you know, like
Too
relaxed
legit to
kind of
quit.
thing.
Yeah.
And she looks to whoever's closest, which is Sasha. She says, "So, how is my husband?
He is doing very well, thanks to our help.
You know why he has sent you here?
Yes.
You know the whole story?
Not the whole story. We only know the story we were provided from.
What do you know about the girl?
Well, she says, she kind of holds her thing up to pause you. And she kind of looks at all 4 of you and says, the 4 of you stand out quite badly.
It doesn't help when someone is murdering people.
Yeah, it says,
I don't murder people. What are you talking about?
It's my hand. It's my
She
hand,
thinks-
doggy.
she thinks quietly to herself for a while, takes a pause, and then she slowly stands up. She dips her fingers into some oily gravy remaining on an uneaten plate of food, and she walks up to the closest person, Sasha, and smears it on your nice clothes, rubbing it in. What do you do?
Ask her what she is doing.
She's chaotic, man. Jesus.
Is that all?
Well, to be married to the
She doesn't
the
answer.
law
and she looks
hammer,
at you.
would have to be.
Are we too clean?
Anyone else wishes to do anything? Any skill check? Any persuasion check? Any
I'd like
action?
to try and
or-
perceive
I want
to see if I know what she's up to.
Good. Insight, not perception.
Yeah,
Okay.
insight. That's what I want to do as well.
Oh, it's rubbish, damn it. 10.
You have no idea what's going on.
May we roll?
Why did she do that?
I think we'd
To
all be
Sasha.
like,
Yeah.
Does she hate Sasha for some reason?
I'll roll an insight.
Yes.
22.
ooh.
You realize that she is testing Sasha, or the rest of you, in fact, in some way to see how you react to what she has done. Only Aisha knows this.
Okay.
Sasha didn't flinch though.
Sasha didn't flinch?
I know thieves' signs, right?
That's
Yes,
not
you
a
do.
thief
But that's
sign.
not a thief.
It's not. You can communicate and read thief signs. Yes.
Okay, so I can respond in a thief sign if I want.
You can. You can respond to anyone with a thief sign. If they understand, they will know.
I go like, what are you up to in thief language?
She looks at you and smiles, and she kind of just nods in a way that indicates that she wants you to be
She's
patient.
playing a game, basically.
She's playing a game.
Yeah. So I cotton on to the fact that she's playing a game.
You have.
And say to Sasha, ooh, Sasha, what you gonna do? Just because I'm a little shit.
I just look and I'm like, gravy.
Moments pass, and then she speaks. Good. We need level-headedness. If we are to do this safely and find Ellie, we need you to act calm and not stand out. But, she is not aware of what you've done up to this point.
I thief sign what sort
Well,
of
I actually
disguise
said
would be
it out loud.
suitable.
Well, she'll explain how she's going to
Yeah.
handle and what Botan has written to her. Where we are going, you do not want to draw attention. She then casts prestidigitation and removes the mess that she's left on your clothes.
Yeah, one of our prestidigit homies.
Yeah.
She's lucky she got it on my outer clothing, because if she got it on my armor, it would have just cleaned itself.
It's a self-cleaning armor.
Always shiny.
Yeah,
She
a
points
little,
to the
like,
4 chairs.
Wipe comes out and starts cleaning.
She points to the 4, well, it's supposed to be 5, but 4 chairs in front of you. And she says, sit. My husband trusts you, so I will go with that on faith in his judgment. And I'll explain. Do you wish to take a seat? Or
Yeah, we'll take
Yeah.
a seat.
Yeah.
she says, he
I
wants me to take you as part of our mercenary company to the city of Kalmar. I have connections that will get you in, and you are to act like you are part of the company.
Fun.
Hired swords. Speak to no one about your true purpose except to myself or Sorato. She gestures to the big guy at the door. And let us know if you need anything. Odd irony. Don't stand out too much. Try to pretend that you are following orders from me when given. She pauses, let you ask any questions or say anything you wish.
What do you do with people in your company that start murdering people randomly?
Well, she says, I don't believe, like, she is neutral good in some way. I don't look kindly on murder.
Watch her.
So,
Do you actually say that?
Yeah.
she's married to, like, lawful,
No, I
super
said
good
be
both
careful
and...
about her.
Oh, you actually say that?
Yeah.
She says, I'll keep my eye on all of you. But so far, you have not made a bad impression on
Excuse me, Captain Dusk.
Yes.
Is there anyone from your 8 company whom I just saw that would blend in the most going on this journey that we are?
You don't want to look exact. The problem you have is you want to look exactly like someone, which then makes 2 of those people, which makes it more obvious.
Well, there's a twin all of a sudden.
Yeah.
She says, the thing with the company is most of them look like generic. She says she admits like they all kind of wear the same armor and wield like swords and things on the same way. She does have some certain specialists like that kind of look like you guys. Like she has mages in her company and
Some archers.
probably not paladins, some archers, some scouts. So you'd blend in if you just kind of not do anything to stand out. Like looking at yourself is fine.
Yeah. Sick.
So I can be a dark
Until
elf.
we get to Kalnor. Kalnor is a little bit of a different story.
So I can be a dark elf.
Yeah, you can be
Fine.
dark elf.
Okay.
A dark elf, you'll be like a scout or a ranger.
Okay,
It's fine.
fine. I don't need to like wear a moustache for my disguise.
No,
clothes,
you
right?
don't need to be a man or anything. No.
No, or just a very hairy woman. Because I could be a very hairy woman.
Does anyone have any questions?
Does Sasha have any questions?
Any questions at all? You can ask about her. You can ask about.
What did the letter say?
I don't want to get personal. I like to
I do.
respect people's personal
You say that?
boundaries.
Yeah.
She says personal stuff, and it was telling me what happened to Eleanor Maxon, the
Is that-
Baron's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Told me to take you to Kelnor and to help you in any way.
Hmm.
And some private messages from my husband.
I
Just
have
one.
a question.
I'm just like,
Okay.
I'm just like, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so you used to live in Freeport with both and
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the Maxims that we should know about that he may not told us?
They are a good family. I'm guessing you're wondering how am I connected to Freeport. She says, I may have left due to some disagreement.
With both
She
and?
doesn't want to say unless you later ask about it in persuasion. But she continues, I may have left, but I've always been working in the interest of the city. Secretly, of course. Again, for people who say, do you know Captain Das? Hopefully, you guys even said I'm from Freeport.
No.
No,
Yes,
I
because
did.
then
Only she
no,
did.
but you did as well. No, yes,
Yes,
you did
I
as
have a
well. That's
message
how
from
the
Freeport.
bartender. No, he did. That's
What?
how the bartender pointed out the other inn, which was run by a guy also from Freeport.
No, I didn't say I was from
You said you were
Freeport.
from Freeport.
You did say
You
you're
said
from
we
Freeport.
have a message for you
Yeah.
from Freeport.
To dusk.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't say it to the bartender.
you did. That's
Oh,
how
in the
I
beginning.
made. Yeah.
In the very beginning, we asked
That's
him-
how I ad-libbed oh, I know that other guy from that other inn that you can stay at, and he's also from Freeport. Otherwise, I wouldn't have mentioned it. Secretly, of course, and she says, hopefully, I can trust that you will keep this to yourself.
I have a
I'm
question.
gonna watch
Yes.
the stream.
Does she
I said you
know
performed in
anything
Freeport.
about the? Do you know anything
Yeah, I
about
think that's what it was.
Eleanor that may have enticed her to leave the city that we have not yet been told?
She looks a little bit sad and she says, I've always believed that girl is on some sort of quest. She's never confided in me before. She has confided in other people. I think she has some sort of weapons master or trainer that she's close with.
So you suspect that there's something.
There's
off.
something off, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe she was kidnapped, but I believe people do intend her harm.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Rock roll.
You may ask the question you wanted to ask. Forgotten your question? It's fine. Someone
What?
else
What?
can ask question.
I already said my thing.
You wanted to
Sarah?
ask her about the hat?
Someone wanted to ask about why the disagreement or both ends.
Sasha does not want to get involved in personal business. She
Why
respects
is
people's
she
boundaries.
here and why is both end over there, but they're still fine with each other?
She's just a driver now.
Kevin wants
That's-
us to ask.
No, I don't
them.
want to ask anything. You can ask
It's like,
anything. It's all
hey,
been
there's some-
written
there's
out,
some-
like all.
Where the hat came
So I'm trying to build backstory and NPC
Okay.
attachment.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So backstory.
I'd
and
already
NPC.
asked that, but she was like, "What?"
Yeah, but now we're
Yeah.
we're
So,
okay.
so, where did you get that?
My amazing adventures on the pirate seas.
Oh,
I
knew
used
it.
to be a sea captain once before,
But you,
Can
you
I
don't
show
have
her
a-
my hat?
You're
What?
not a sea captain anymore?
Yeah, I
Oh.
decided to run this mercenary company.
No, so you don't have a ship.
Yeah, don't have ship anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she used to be based out of Freeport, so she was a sea captain. That's
Am I
how
Oh,
wearing
okay.
my
I would
hat?
imagine
I'd
the
be wearing my
a
hat.
coastal mercenary
No,
company
it's
could
a
have a boat as
It
well.
only comes out.
could have, like, if she walked into Freeport and told, hey, both and get me boat, he probably would give her a boat. Like,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. But
I sh-
right now, she doesn't need boat.
I show her my hat. I'm like, it's not nearly as illustrious as yours, but this is my hat.
She looks at her hat. It's a nice hat, befitting a man of your stature.
Did you get off a dead guy?
What?
Probably.
The-
I
the-
think
your-
so. He stole
yeah.
it from a dead guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy that the Mao killed, like the skeleton pirate king. The one where we
Oh.
didn't loot the room and then
Oh,
all the
yeah.
treasure disappeared.
Oh yeah.
I think so. Okay, so are there any questions? Otherwise, she'll give you
Okay.
further
Is it
moves to
okay?
make.
I asked him. I'll ask her. What kind of connections do you have at Kalanor to help us?
We have often been underemployed by the lords, sometimes the ladies of Kelnor, for mercenary work. With that credentials, I can get you in based on the fact that I may be looking for a job or maybe answering the call of a like a
Okay.
contract, and that's how you'll be able to get in.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're actually quite closed towards outsiders. Like you can't be, I'm a merchant guy, I'm going in. Not so
Okay.
easy.
Let
She'll
me
explain
in, I
more
have
when you
stuff
get
to
to the
sell.
city. Yeah.
No.
You'll be like, leave your stuff outside, we'll give you money, and you can't come in.
You trade on the outside.
Yeah,
now.
the outside market in your caravan.
How do we best hide
those of our kind that happen to be paladins, we have another party member who is guarding the horses outside of town.
Are you asking in terms of while you're with the company or
While
while
you're
you're...
with the
And
company.
other than the eyes, an asthma doesn't look that different from a human.
Yeah, it doesn't look that much different. She says you just
What you got?
act like hired sellswords. Like no one will give much thought to how you look physically. It's more about how you act.
Do you happen to have a spare set
I
of
feel bad for the taco.
robes or...
Oh, he
jackets
says,
that
yeah,
we
she
could-
says, yeah, we can provide you with a set of our standard
It was
mercenary
this,
armor.
Yeah, 'cause
afternoon.
with our like logo or
Our,
something.
our
Yeah.
party member will definitely need
Yeah.
that to help blend in. His armor is rather shiny and bright.
That's fine. We can always dirty it up, and then she kind of smirks herself and looks at the Grady plate.
It won't have much effect on my armor.
Just get undressed.
Alright.
Sort it out.
Again, she looks at you like she's expecting you to kind of act as part of the company. So like something happens on the road, you're meant to kind of assist if you can.
Yep.
You don't have to, but you can.
I will help cover our party as much as I can.
Any other questions? Oh, there's a John interaction here, but too
Do,
bad.
do you need payment for helping us?
Payment? No, I do
Both
this
the-
for both and
yeah.
Freeport and the Baron.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Sasha
You said that earlier.
Sasha likes making sure people have money.
Sure.
That's a thing.
People get paid for doing this shit.
Yeah.
She says try not to flash your money too much here in Bandit, says there are many who would rob you at
He's already
the drop of a
Many who
coin.
could try.
Can I ascertain what else she's wearing / what weapons she's got? Anything else about her character?
Anything else about her character? You weren't there when she... Oh no, you were there. So you can tell that she can cast spells.
Mm-hmm.
She's some sort of spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
She's cast at least Prestidigitation, which is... Wizard
Can-
Sorcery? Cantrip?
a bunch
actually,
of
clerics can get it.
not clerics, not naturally.
But
Sorcerer, wizard, and bards are the default. But
She's
many ways of getting
wearing
it.
like stiff studded leather armor, quite similar
Yeah.
in make to yours, we'll say.
so she's just a bard.
We know her name's Laura, right?
Well, yes, you know her name
Even
is Laura.
fighters,
Charis-
100 Knight fighters can get it.
Charismatic has
Charismatic,
has thieves'
She's a
count.
bit of a she's a bit chaotic.
a bit chaotic.
Yeah,
She-
it's probably
She could be
chaotic
just an
good.
arcane trickster.
That would be my bet.
Realizing that you have nothing else to ask her, she says, "We have nearly 200 camped out a few hours away. In this weather and with those numbers, it will take us another 2 days to be ready to start moving out
Oh
west."
wow, 200.
Yep. I will send word when we are ready to move. And with that, unless you're asking anything else, we will end the session.
No, good. It's exciting.
Ah,
Again,
yeah.
if you think of something you want to ask in the next session, it's fine. You can ask in the next session.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright.
Alright, and with that,
Thanks for watching.
the
Yeah,
episode comes to
thank
close.
you for watching. Thanks, your best narrator, for
Thank you.
the $5 donation. I think they left before we told them that we rolled the 15. Sorry, I get involved and try to get involved. It goes all
As you do.
We kind of told them. We told them
Um,
voice.
Took too long,
Of
I
course.
think.
Yeah, I think we took too long. Anyway, click follow on Twitch. Click subscribe on YouTube. You don't have to throw us money, but if you want to, then
We're not going to say no, and we can't actually say no.
well, yeah,
So.
we can't. So, yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week.